All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. Today we are live in person as we finally are recording episode 137. We are here at Vayner in New York, recording this together as we prepare for this big episode and trade night tomorrow at Bleecker. So, big episode today. We've got a lot. Jay and Court have put a lot together. We got over/under. We got play of the week. We have Facebook questions. But first, we'll start with what's on your mind. Lou got the slick back here. He's been here since 8 a.m. First one here. Lou's ready to go. We'll start with Lou.
I don't get to the office at 8 a.m. regularly. I normally get here like now. So.
And you were a 3 a.m. bedtime?
And I was a 3 a.m. bedtime. That's correct.
Why?
I just don't sleep. I don't know.
Got it.
Yeah, just a general lack of ability on my end.
Got it.
What's on my mind? Two things. Number one, I'm the hottest gambler in the world. Can't stop winning bets.
Really?
Yeah, I'm up 25 units on the tournament.
On the tournament?
On the tournament.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm feeling really good about
Did
that.
my guy Wong hold you down late on Miami?
No, unfortunately.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I should have had that one, but I didn't get that one. But that's life. So yeah, there's that.
What's the highlight?
What's the highlight?
Yeah.
I mean, UConn future I'm sitting on right now.
Okay, got it.
Oh my goodness.
UConn stance.
Plus 900.
Plus 900.
Let's go,
Holy
Ryan.
cow.
So I'm feeling good about that.
Nice.
I did sell my Elijah Moore 1 of 1 because he got traded.
You moved on that quick. That must have been an emotional 27 hours for you.
Yeah, it's like when you like break up with somebody and you're like, I just got to get out of here. It was one of those.
Pack the clothes.
Just kind of threw the clothes out the window.
Got it.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sold it to a previous Card Collector 2 employee.
A previous member of the CC2 coaching
Shout
tree.
out to Logan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Logan.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was Logan thinking?
He's a
Browns
Cleveland Brown. Yeah.
The Browns fans think Elijah Moore is going to be like a great wide
For
receiver.
sure. The talk in Columbus
Look
is
at Ryan. Look at Ryan.
the talk in Columbus is Elijah Moore could be
people
like
coming into the shop?
no, there's just
They're partying in the streets.
Yeah, I mean like
He might be nice over there.
Yeah, maybe.
I sense some sarcasm and Lou's maybe there, but
We kind of know what the deal is.
we'll see. We'll see.
He'll be asking out of there soon enough.
What's on your mind?
Real wild thing. Reg and I were exploring the city the last couple days, and I told her the other day, the drink selection in New York City is elite.
Elite.
Yeah.
Elite.
Yeah.
We go to like some hole in the wall little like
Little bodega.
bagel shop, little bodega, and there's like 4 walls
I know. Yeah.
filled with drinks.
It's like 14 different kind of orange juices.
Yeah, you go into like a little shop in Columbus, and it's like, here's 9, pick.
Yeah.
Like, this is whack. Like, this is terrible. I mean, I took a video this morning, and it's elite. Elite. As someone that loves a great selection of drinks, A+. I was focused on telling you guys this because I was like, this is the best part about New York City.
Maybe we take that for granted.
What drink did you go with? I don't take it for granted. I'm a
Some
big
like
option guy.
electrolyte drink. Something.
That one?
Yeah, needed a little energy.
What,
like
like Pedialyte?
something like
the
that.
new
Yeah.
HP electrolyte.
Yeah, very similar.
It's the what?
I think it's a limited edition flavor too.
Yeah, no free ads, but.
Yeah.
Is it?
I have no
Oh,
idea.
you went electrolyte zero.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
It said it was lemon.
Trying to be mindful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bodega. Listen, there's a shop half a block south that is very clean and has an elite drink selection.
Legally very clean.
Yeah.
It matters.
I think that's important around this city, man. It is.
Yeah, I was going to ask for your opinion, but finish your.
The city. Wait till you hear about restaurants.
What about
They serve food.
The options that you have of restaurants in the city. I mean, like, there's more good restaurants in a 10-minute walk from us than there is in the city of Columbus here.
I would probably agree with that, yeah.
So, like, you're talking about drinks. We can go in a lot of different directions.
Yeah, but there's also rats as big as, like, my dog.
There's rats in Columbus, too.
Not as big as my dog.
I don't
They're
know.
just-
Lou showed us a video before we start, and these, like, creatures you guys have running around the streets here, that's a whole different universe.
Look, listen. Yeah, the city's the best.
Yeah.
It's got you wearing nice outfits. It does a lot for people.
I don't know about that.
Out today.
I'm in a hoodie and pants, and
Yeah,
You got a good city outfit on. You got the joggers going, like.
You're going to deny that you're not in a good city outfit today?
I just didn't know there was such a thing as a good city outfit.
Okay.
I'm not from the city like
The
No
this.
big
problem.
city?
Ryan's denying that he has a city outfit on
Holy
today. No
cow, it's
problem.
wild.
So drinks are on your mind.
Yeah, drinks are on my mind for sure. Shout out, first off, I know we'll talk about it later, but shout out to Panini for sending us some stuff for giveaways at trade night. An elite selection here, really.
That was good.
An elite selection.
There.
There's an elite selection of stuff, but you got elite basketball. You got some Prizm baseball, some Phoenix football. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff. So excited for that. Excited to be back here in New York, and excited to record another episode in person.
How was the Highline?
That was cool. Yeah, very, very cool. Again, this city has everything we don't in Columbus. Like, you guys have like parks where there's thousands of people just sitting and watching. Like, that we don't have that. We don't have that many people.
Did you go to
you
a
have a
park
better
with a lot
quality
of
of
people
life,
yesterday?
more space.
We went to like Bryant Park, I think is what it's called. We went
Did
there.
you sit there and think, what do these people do all day?
Yeah.
Because I've done that before.
A few of
like
them.
I've walked into Union Square Park on like a Tuesday before COVID. There's like just thousands, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
What do they do?
Yeah, then you realize there's like more people in like a half a mile than all of the city of Columbus. You're like, that makes a lot of sense.
How many people live in New York City?
I think it's 8 million.
8 million?
I had that right. It's right there.
I thought it was like 20.
Come on.
I thought it was way higher.
Nah.
I have no concept of like people.
That's in the 5 boroughs. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, a lot more people that live in Columbus for sure.
anything sports related on your mind, or are you just citied up?
I mean, F1 is like delay. Like, Australia's this weekend, and it doesn't start till I think 1 a.m. local time. And then
it's gonna be tough to get. It's just hard to get fired up. Like, I've been checking in, but I'm not gonna like run to my TV.
Yeah. Sorry, Judy. Oh
my God.
Hit the cord. Sorry, can't do that. But
Nightmare.
yeah, I mean, with the
What are you going to do for Vegas? Are you going to Vegas? F1?
well, I don't know. I mean,
Well, you know it's at midnight local time.
yeah, I
They're
have.
racing at midnight.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
we'll see.
It's a parade in my city, bro.
So you're telling me that in New York City
It's 3 a.m.
they're showing that race at 3 in the morning?
Yeah. It's going to be lit.
Not-
City that never...
Well, if I'm not there, I guess I won't be seeing the race.
Yeah.
That's really
That's why I
unfortunate.
was like, it feels like Australia's a warm-up for Vegas.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? The tournament. That kid on Miami was special down the stretch last 10 minutes
Talking
against
about
Texas.
Long or Miller?
Well, Miller was super special.
Yeah.
Didn't miss a field goal. Didn't miss a free throw.
Yeah, but then Wong came in hot at the end of the game.
Well, Wong was balling with the
Yeah.
2-man game
He's
down
a
the
leader.
stretch. I was like, I picked up a couple tidbits for my own hoop game off of that, and he just looked focused.
How are you implementing those? Talk me through that.
I'm a pick and roll player.
I get that.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like, just watching him, he had composure. You know, you got to make sure you get into the pick and roll, right?
Like the stop and pop.
And then the stop and pop
Yeah.
or drive to the rack. Nice little finish. He had a couple big-time finishes. But the way he stayed composed, you watch some of these guys, the way they breathe down the stretch, he was smiling. He was going to for big free throws, smiling. But then this dude Miller was like 11 for 11 from the line. Big boy, smooth with the ball.
See, I didn't watch it. Reg and I were walking to dinner. They played Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Reg and I were walking to dinner. I have Texas in the national championship, right?
Tough.
It's 63-51, I think was the score. They're up 12. There's like
It
10,
was a
12.
wrap. They had the whole
I'm like,
game.
dude,
Yeah,
this
the
is
under
awesome.
four.
I'm like, here we go. And then we go to dinner, and I pull it up. I'm like, let me just see what happened. And they lost. I'm like, what are we doing here?
They were just
so
balling.
so real quick, 10. I don't know how many people are in the tournament. 10 or 11 are in our Card Collector 2 bracket network.
Okay.
Brian, cameraman Brian,
winning?
with
You're winning?
Listen to this. Wins it, and has the computer pick all of the matchups.
That's the way.
It's already won. It's locked up.
Yeah, it locked it.
You
There's
locked
someone-
it up already?
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah,
There's
no, I
someone
get
at
it.
Vayner that has 3 of the 4.
Yeah, that's crazy.
3 of the 4?
3 of the 4.
That's wild.
And the one they didn't have was Purdue.
That's wild.
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 Speaking of, our bracket is cooked. The card talk bracket. I think there's no one left who has a champion remaining in our entire bracket.
So who won?
I
Yeah.
don't know, but I wanted to say
Justin Cohen won?
Justin Cohen's winning. But can that change or no?
Check the sources on that.
Who's gonna win out of us?
So back
Lou?
to what's on my mind.
Are you kidding me?
Golf this past weekend. The
kidding me?
The Dell matchup, the World Golf Classic Dell match play.
Is that over?
It was.
Who
it ended
won?
on Sunday. This guy Sam Burns won. He beat Cam Young, but it was kind of set up perfectly. Semifinals were Rory versus. I think Rory played either Cam Young or Sam Burns. Scotty Scheffler versus the other cat.
So in the most respectful way possible, that sounds like the worst thing for golf because I couldn't tell you who the hell Sam Burns or Cam Young are.
Yeah,
but
they
I
both
definitely know
took it out.
Scotty Scheffler and Rory
And
Well,
they
you
both
could
took an
argue.
L. They both took an L, and then they played in the consolation match. but it should have been them in the finals. It would have been really cool. And now we have like a little rando tournament until we go to Augusta National for the
Next
Masters. Next weekend. Not this weekend coming up. The following weekend.
So I filmed a video the other day that will drop next week. It was a little Tiger Woods PC show off. And
you got a nice little PC?
Yeah, a little PC of Tiger. And
you're a big Tiger guy.
I was looking up some of the stuff about Tiger, just talking about the video. And it was like, I didn't realize this at the time. Like, this is how crazy, time works. Tiger had 14 majors. Tiger had 14 majors by 2008.
Yeah.
And he's won one since.
Right.
Yeah, and it was arguably the greatest sports comeback performance in all time.
Agreed, but like it just seems like it was yesterday. I mean, Tiger was winning all the time. It's been 15 years.
Well, since then he got his window smashed.
Agreed.
Well,
he almost died wrapping his car.
Things.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He got his window smashed.
Yeah, a lot of things. Life, I get it.
He wrapped his car around a tree, doing like a buck something on a hairpin turn down in Courtney's neck of the woods.
Among other things.
And then came back, has metal in his legs, and he's going to Augusta.
You're really kind of letting it. You're really kind of letting him off the hook a little bit.
Why am I letting him off the hook? Because he was a bad guy?
You said wrapped his car around the pole like it wasn't allegedly
that he was like taking sleeping
of his
pills?
own volition.
Yeah, a guy liked to get after it for a little bit of time. Since 2008, he's had a rough road, and he still won a Masters.
Well, why did he have a rough road?
Because he got himself into some things.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're talking it out. That's all.
Anyways,
excellence comes with a price. So that's what's on my mind. International break in soccer is on right now. There's this dude that just bagged 5 goals, 3 in a match for Denmark, and then 2. So
it's not. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not Hershey Holland.
It's not Hershey Holland. He plays for Denmark. I think his last name's like Holborg.
Holland.
Something like that. Might be the next Holland. Be careful. What else on my mind? Prizm, Premier League. Gonna rip some of that. We're on a Tosin chase. Ryan knows our boy Tosin Collectibles, who is actually working on some fun stuff that I'm excited to see. Golf season's in the air around here, but once international break ends for soccer, Champions League is back, Europa League is back. It's going to be an intense Premier League finish. If you're not into the Premier League at all,
is it close?
It's
What's up with
between
my boys?
Arsenal and Manchester City. It's going to be a hell of a finish down the stretch. If Arsenal wins, that would be a huge deal. Arsenal's one of the most culturally relevant clubs. North London, very diverse, and they have a really good team. And their head coach is this guy, Mikel Arteta, who was under Pep at Man City for 2 or 3 years. Left, went to Arsenal in the last 2 years, has built them up, and those are the 2 teams vying for it. Going to be a real battle to win the Premier League. Then City is also going for the Champions League. How about this? Bayern, one of the top teams in Germany. Yep, out of Munich.
Yep.
Just fired their coach. They're in second place, and in the
they don't say fired, right?
Sacked.
Thank you.
Yeah, sacked. Sack of potatoes. And they let him. It was like, imagine the 3 seed in the NBA right now firing their coach and bringing in someone new. It's kind of like
wild,
a little different. Or actually, imagine an NBA team, the number 2 seed wins the opening round of the NBA playoffs and then fires their coach and brings in a new coach. That's kind of what just happened.
Yeah, it doesn't happen here, but
They're different. Kind of prepared. They brought in Tuchel, who left Chelsea. So all those things are what's on my mind.
Cool.
Golf, soccer. What else did I miss?
Do we want to talk about how Kyrie Irving and Luka are just an absolute mess?
Shambles.
You think it's because they're tanking?
No.
You made the point in the group chat. Luka probably doesn't get half the calls he should get simply because he has the ball every play.
Every
and he
single
gets
play.
Fouled every play. So they
He
can't
also
call the
complains
whistle
every single play.
Every play.
I know. No.
He's really, really good, but he complains a lot.
But it's because he has the ball so much.
And he gets fouled
every and he
play,
doesn't have a lot of help.
Calling it.
Well, he has Kyrie and Christian Wood.
But I think everyone else is like pretty down bad.
No, they're horrific. They're really bad. I think they're 8-24 since they got him or something like that.
That's not good.
So he wants out.
I mean, he wants out everywhere. Well,
he said he's the most unhappy he's ever been playing basketball.
Luka, he's got some things.
Do you think Kyrie will do that to you?
I don't know, but like, that's tough. Like, what about all this hype that we've had around Luka for so long? Like, if we're gonna go another year, if they don't make the playoffs this
How
year,
many
that would be
years is he in the
horrific.
league right now?
2018,
19.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. It's year 5.
Braun won in his 7th. I think it was 7th.
08, right?
I think he won in his 7th.
No.
10.
LeBron won it later than that. He won it first year in Miami.
And
second
Jordan
year in
won it
Miami.
7 years in.
Second year in
in?
Miami. They lost to the Mavs. They went the first year, lost to the Mavs. They went 4 years in a row, right? Lost to the Mavs, won 2, lost to the Spurs.
Yeah,
Yes.
they won the championship the same year the Jets were in the AFC Championship. I remember that.
So he's got 1 or 2 years, but I think he's gonna bounce.
You think
should
he
come
leaves?
to New York? Yeah.
You should come to New
Everyone's
York.
coming to New York.
Yeah, it's Devin Booker. Hey, but speaking of Devin Booker, Michael Rubin at
Great seg.
at
right
Bur-
This guy's a pro.
at Burbank.
Yeah, that was cool.
Saw Burbank posted a video. Rubin was out there, and there was a young collector. She was going through the Devin Booker collection. I don't know how it happened, but it looked like Rubin came up, started talking about Booker, and then FaceTime Devin Booker and showed her
She was just diving through value boxes, right?
digging through. I mean, digging for deals. I mean, that's where it's at.
That's what you do.
That's where you make the plays. And Rubin FaceTimed Devin Booker and was having a conversation with her. Yeah, it was awesome.
It was
It's good to see.
Yeah. Speaking of women's basketball, as I look over at Courtney, have you guys watched Caitlin Clark play?
Yeah, she's on
She's the real deal. So I saw a preview the other day of Bowman Chrome University basketball, which comes out in May from Fanatics and Tops, and she's in it.
Yeah, she
I
should.
watched the highlights of that 40-point triple-double, first ever in the NCAA.
I could
tournament.
not be more interested in getting a card of her.
Yo, she was smooth.
She's
The step
good.
back,
that little sideways
chest
three,
passes,
a little
yeah,
sideways
the
three.
side
I mean,
chain.
oh, what are we
She
doing?
was hitting no look pass. I'm like, yo,
She's-
she can hoop.
What? I don't know who would like. What happened to Paige Buchers? Is she hurt? Didn't she like tear
She got
AC?
hurt. She like tore her ACL twice or something.
Wasn't she like one of the stars? Like there was a
Yeah,
like
UConn.
Caitlin Clark. She's the real deal, and that Paige Buchers girl, she was
Yeah.
electric.
That was cool to see. I watched that.
But I know she's in the Bowman stuff. That's
Sometimes I wonder where all that stuff comes from, because weren't they talking about those twins from Miami as like really, really good too? But
Cavender
they're not that
twins?
Good?
they're in like the Final Four, the Elite Eight. I think they're in the Final Four.
I don't know anything.
I think when you put up the first,
You were
ever
the one that
40-point
told me about
triple-double,
them.
I know because I heard they were really, really
well,
good.
They're in the
they had
Final
NIL
Four.
heat. They were good at TikTok.
Is that what it was? They were good at TikTok?
Guys, they're in
Did you just say
the
that?
they're in the Final Four. I don't know what you mean by not good. They're in the
But
Final
I don't
Four.
think they're scoring a bunch and stuff. That's all I'm saying.
I think one of them like shushed the crowd the other day.
That doesn't mean they were
They got
scoring.
bucket, it's just the crowd. No, the reality is there's the girl in South Carolina that is the player of the year and defensive player of the year.
I don't know who that is.
She's nasty. And then you got Caitlin Clark, who just dropped the first ever 40-point triple-double
Yeah,
in
like
the NCAA tournament.
41, 19,
So,
and
like,
10.
yeah.
Wild.
We're not the top two people. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, just
They play at Miami?
mhm.
Miami's in both women's and men's
Yeah, it's
Final
sick.
Four?
Yeah, it's nasty.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's real cool.
yeah.
That's
And they were
Ohio
there like supporting them and stuff. I saw.
That's good
Ohio
job.
State lost, so had a shot,
What,
but
like in the NIT?
no, they were the
No,
3
they-
seed. They were in the Elite Eight. They just
were
lost
dancing.
last night to go to the Final Four.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk
I was say
about?
women's.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
understand.
yeah, not the men's.
Sorry.
We
I was
didn't talk about Penn State's coach took the ND job like 3 days after they lost. to
But that's what
Texas.
happens in college basketball.
I'm crushed. First off, I hate Notre Dame. I've hated them for a long time.
Why do you hate Notre Dame?
Because Penn State and Notre Dame football back in the day, it was like
Yeah, but
you
Notre
hate
Dame's like
Notre
a
Dame.
big New Jersey thing. People
No,
in Jersey
no.
love Notre Dame.
I hate Notre Dame with a passion. I was raised to hate Notre Dame.
Okay.
They have all the media bias in the world. Every year they play no one in football and are ranked top 5 for absolutely no reason other than the fact that all the media people that vote.
What's the all-time record of that rivalry?
I think
But
it's
honestly,
close.
like the you know the sentiment is very similar in Columbus. Like if
Notre
you're
Dame-
if you're an Ohio State fan, you do not
Notre
like
Lame,
Notre Dame.
yeah, no.
You do not like Notre Dame.
Oh, maybe that's just my family then. I feel
And-
like I was always brought up in I was brought up in an area where it was like very pro Notre Dame. I think that's all the Irish Catholics, but
correct.
Yeah.
But like Notre Dame. But when I was at Penn State on the lacrosse team, we took a road trip out to Notre Dame when they were the number 1 team in the country. Longest drive we did. It was like 8.5-hour bus ride. It was
Wow.
intense.
that's a
And then
long
we
time
beat
on
them
a
in
bus.
overtime. Fuck Notre Dame.
Well, now the mic sounds ruined.
Beep.
That's
All
all
right.
whispered.
Well, big episode. We have a lot to get into. So Jay has.
Before we do that,
Okay. Yes.
this is episode 137. So I want to make a little 1:37 p.m. announcement. We, as of yesterday, hired a new editor-in-chief. The first... Well, I've been kind of running the ship of 137 for 2+ years now. So I think there was an editor-in-chief when we first launched but I'm not sure if that was their title. We brought in an editor-in-chief, previously editor-in-chief of Slam magazine for almost 10 years, and then was at Bleacher Report in the same position for quite some time, and then was just at Just Women's Sports. So I'm very excited for them to come in to help level up, first and foremost, our written content across all the categories that we cover, and then get into a little bit of programming on the social side, etc. Seems Ben Osborne. We're really excited to have him.
Shout out Ben Osborne.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So what are you doing?
What am I doing?
Does that affect you in
What
any
I
way?
always do.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah, rock and roll, baby.
Got it.
All right, so we got J11 starting the first one. This is
I like this one.
This is an electric question. I actually saw this,
So did I.
and I know Lou saw it. So I was checking
This is the easiest
one of the Play of the Week group
I think it's an easy
last night, and the question comes from the Cardboard Collaborative, and it's an all-time question. It says, my question is, if Ryan needs a babysitter for CC3, and the only options are Lou, Tyler, or Jay, who is he picking?
It's an actual easy.
You have to be very honest here. I think it's important that you're honest, and I think it's important that no hard feelings are held by anyone.
Yeah. This is really, really tough. First guess
I would love for you to give some rationale about why you chose the person you chose.
Agreed.
Thank you.
So my first thought that comes to mind is Tyler.
Okay.
He manages a lot of people,
Yep.
like a lot of responsibility, like
agree.
understands the importance
It's
of
a rational
responsibility.
choice, smart
Like
choice.
the first choice. But if like Reg and I are in a hurry to go somewhere,
Right.
Tyler might not be on time.
I completely understand that.
And like you have to have reliability in a babysitter.
I couldn't agree more.
So like that is there.
Right.
You're not much of a sleeper, so I think
Nope.
you would be wired and can like stay up through that.
100%,
Yeah, like lose a strong choice for it.
no consideration of Jay.
No, I'm getting to Jay.
Okay,
Jay
great,
would be
great,
next.
great.
And then I'm getting to Jay, and I'm like, well, we have a segment on Card Talk that says 0 days since last incident.
Can't have a lot of mistakes with a baby.
Can't have a lot of mistakes with the baby. So like, I think the first person we're ruling out is Jay. Like, just because like 0 mistakes since last incident.
Come home from the night. Jay'd be like, it went great. He'd leave.
Best babysitting
and then
night
just
ever.
be like a huge dookie in the bed. Just like,
Yeah.
Spread across the floor.
like, I thought it went great.
Yeah. That is probably true. Yeah, so I thought about this, and Ty's phone I think is always at his hip. He's always on it. So like I'm not sure Ty could shut it down for like 30 minutes at a time to like give the kid, just a ton of attention.
You're not allowed to get upset about this.
So I would go Lou. I would pick Lou.
I agree. I would pick me as well.
You've never seen me
Reliable.
with kids. I am like a kid's guy.
I absolutely believe that. Yeah, I mean, it was a tough choice, and
You remember that deal I did with that kid for that Brunson?
yeah,
I mean,
he smoked you. Yeah, I mean,
let him smoke me.
you're pro
Because
kid.
I'm a kid's guy.
I would argue you didn't let him smoke you. It was a little bit of like a pressure situation. And if anything, I would argue you got outlet by the dad.
Come on. That dad did not want the smoke.
Seems like a nice guy. Got a good deal for his
Let him
son.
think he won. All right.
Next
I got
question,
work to
Jay.
do in the babysitting.
All right, next question. Adam Moore. He said, to be interested in knowing your rankings on numbered cards. For Prizm, is out of 10 more valuable than out of 5? Does a color match become more valuable if it's a higher number like 199 versus an out of 150 or out of 99 non-color match?
I mean, I think that it's all contextual. It's hard for me to answer. Like for Prizm, I guess there's specific because there is sometimes it's varied a little bit of like the color, but to me, just off that question, out of 5 should be more valuable than
But I don't think
10,
that.
But people want the gold.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I think the gold being like the dominant color in the hobby, like people want gold.
But am I wrong? Forever has Prizm always been out of 10 gold?
Yeah, it is out of 10 gold. Out of 5's Prizm gold vinyl.
Forever. They don't. That hasn't
50 was
changed.
gold
That
for a while.
hasn't.
Well, that was
adjusted
Topps
over
Chrome.
the years.
Topps Chrome had out of 50.
Oh.
Like the little LeBron Topps Chrome gold refractor
Mm-hmm.
is out of 50. But like Prizm, since it's come out in 2012,
Yeah,
is
it's
been
10.
out
But
of
like
10.
purple has been of 99, of 75.
Agreed, but gold is not.
Gold's been
Not
as
changed,
it is.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
red's
why
a
he
5
says
always, too.
of 10 of 5. But like the 199, 150 of 99, I've seen those change. So to me, it's like it all depends.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is it's a lot of personal preference. Personally, I would rather have a gold out of 10 than a gold vinyl out of 5. Gold vinyl's not been around forever. It's been a few years, but it wasn't in they didn't have gold vinyls in 2012 Prizm.
Mm-hmm.
So I would rather have the out of 10 gold over the out of 5 gold vinyl personally, but and then out of the 199, yes, I would believe out of 199 color match of a Luka
100%.
would sell for more than a non-color match Luka out of 150.
100%.
There's also jersey number.
Jersey number is a whole different animal.
Yeah, I feel like if it's when it gets to less than of 100, the team color matters infinitely more.
Yeah, on higher numbered stuff.
Yeah,
199 versus 299.
Right. So if it's the green Garrett Wilson, it's gonna be worth more than the light blue Garrett.
Yes.
Wilson or whatever.
Yeah.
No matter,
yeah.
I don't even know what the things are, but
sure.
it is.
Yeah, I mean, because if you compare out of 99 Luka Prizm blue ice versus out of 199 or 299 blue true blue,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure that out of 99
and then that's
blue
the other
ice
thing.
sells for more.
Your primary colors always sell for more than the other random. A blue is gonna sell for better than a sky blue in Bowman, I think, even if the sky blue is a lesser number.
I don't follow Bowman too much. I don't know that.
Well, how do you guys feel about purple?
You're a big purple.
You're the purple.
I'm iffy on purple if I'm being honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of if I don't really love it as a color.
Yeah.
I like orange way more.
Yeah, orange.
Orange is hot. Yeah. Orange is hot.
I like green way more too.
Purple's a little bit hotter.
No, it's
but
definitely not.
That's just how I feel.
I like it when it's a bright purple.
Yeah, well, there's the purple pulsar. Is that what that is?
Retail.
Yeah, that's people get confused with that.
Mm.
That's not that
True
purple.
purple's good.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, what do you got? Chris Thomas
Whoa.
says, what is a way of thinking or an approach in the hobby that most people get wrong? And what is something you think most people overlook that they really should be paying attention to? Speaking mostly from the business side, but take it however you'd like.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you one. That Prizm is the most elite all-time best product ever.
Yes.
I enjoy Select more. I don't think Select gets the love that Prizm gets. I think it's got cooler parallels. I think it's got better hit selection. I like the field level. I like the multi-levels in Select. Field level, Premier, Concourse, Club, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the tie-dyes, the golds, Black Fine. I think that. I mean,
you like Select more than Prizm.
Yeah. I mean,
I think he said that before.
Prizm's, Prizm's been it is all time for cards. It definitely changed stuff. 2012 Prizm basketball is,
the product,
the modern day set for sure. And it's not to say that Prizm's not good. I think there's better value for the price in Select over Prizm.
One of my favorite cards of all time, I think, is on auction at Golden right now. It's field level Mbappe, the zebra. Also, they do the bronze field level is really nice.
The copper ones?
Yeah, the copper. That's what that is. Big fan of those.
Yeah, and it's not to say that
both Messi and Mbappe, those are nice cards.
That people get wrong. I don't mean it like that. I guess it's more something. I guess I would say something that people overlook that they should be paying attention to.
Lou?
I still think people are taking too big a swing. Everyone's looking for the next thing still, and there's still lots of low-numbered patches, low-numbered, or even regularly numbered patch autos that are gonna hold your dollar way better than
something that's not super sexy.
Yeah, it just doesn't need to be the sexiest thing in the world. Doesn't need to be Patrick Mahomes cracked ice auto. You can make a good chunk of change on some pretty basic stuff. Still.
Is the Disney stuff still running?
I want to talk about that a little bit.
Insanely
it's
high.
Out of control.
Really?
Insanely. It's way too high.
It's $800 a box now.
Yeah,
it's
down to
$300
it's down to 6. Way too high.
Down to 6. Crazy. My answer, and I'd love your thoughts on this, Rye, is so when they say speaking mostly from the business side, but take however you like, I believe that in any business, and really what I think I've learned from Gary, and I think you do incredibly well, is that one, you need to be aware of the brand, not just of the business operations, right? You can have a great business operationally, and I think there are many in this hobby. But then if you don't understand how to communicate around your story and your narrative and your brand of your business, you're leaving a lot on the table. And in order to do that successfully, I believe you have to actually make monetary investments into those things, whether it's through when you have moments, St. Patty's Day or whatever it is. I'm wearing currently the Halloween hoodie colorway that you do. Obviously, you have the branding, Card Collector 2, and then when you do offshoots of things, it's around Card Collector 2. But at the same time, you invest in things that are not immediately, I would say, like revenue driving, whether that's traveling and showing up in places, content recording equipment, giveaways alone is something, right? So I think when people start out as like running a business and thinking about the operations, it's like, how do I bring in money? And obviously, in order to invest in areas that aren't necessarily like immediate ROI returning,
Yeah, sure.
you have to have some form of cash flow or take on an initial investment. But I think people do not understand the importance of the storytelling and brand building and investing and giving to your consumers in order for that to come back around, because the operations of the business eventually get commoditized out, and it becomes like, why are people going to decide to do business with you versus someone else? And unless you're actively, constantly, consistently thinking about that and playing into that, it can all go to the side very quick.
Very well said.
You're talking about like consumer loyalty and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, like, and just like how you keep people engaged, and storytelling is a very important thing. What is the narrative? Why are you in this business? And keeping people engaged in that way to make them make, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, the decision to break with you versus someone else, and or printing 100 hoodies and giving them away for free as a sunk cost in your business, and how that might then lead to someone wearing that hoodie, being at a party, someone comes up to them and says, what is that? Oh, X, check out the thing. And then you get a follow on Instagram. All of a sudden they're at your next trade night and buy a box with you because you gave someone else a free hoodie that had nothing to do with that person. Like, those things are more important than people realize. Setting up at a booth at a show. Yes, you can have no branding, nothing, and run a great show, but if you invest and put a nice stanchion up, flag, branding, because people come by and take photos, and that gets caught in something, and then all of a sudden someone reposts that and it goes viral and it has your brand in versus the video doesn't, how that comes back in spades. I don't think people think about that enough to take their businesses to the next level.
That's interesting, because you said, like, as everything gets commoditized, like, the breaking thing has become a situation where every single person on earth can pop onto whatever app they want and sell a box of Revolution or whatever.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters ultimately is getting them to come back a second time, and how do you get them to come back a second and a third and a fourth time is definitely something I think people don't think about on a day-to-day basis. So that's smart time.
Donald Schaefer. He says, what is one change in the hobby that each of you would like to see happen? I personally would love to see Fanatics either buy Panini and Upper Deck to keep current products and bring back some from the past. Love the show. Thanks to everyone involved. Episode 137 for the hobby.
Shout out. There's one change in the hobby that each of you would like to see.
Donald Schaefer.
That's a good question. More bringing back more game used patches.
Good one.
I think that matters. I think Topps has done it. Like, again, you guys know I'm not the baseball guy. Topps has done a good job in the past on some products where they've put like holograms on jerseys and in cards. I think tribute baseballs where they were in previously, but there's like holograms on there and it tells you the date.
I saw one of those on a Dynasty patch once or something.
That the jersey's
recently.
worn, and I think that's kind of cool as, you know, kind of like a playoff of tickets.
Kind of like that Josh Allen thing that we saw the other day.
Yeah. Yep. But kind of like a playoff tickets, but like, you know, if you went to a game like Joe is on the play of the week before, sold cards and like proposed to his girlfriend, now fiance or wife, at like a Bengals game, or I forget what the game was, but like if you got a Joe Burrow jersey that was worn during that game that you proposed, like, that's a cool thing, right? First time a father and son go to a game. I think the ability to have game worn stuff in cards and know where they came from, like the game specifically, I think that is something that is definitely needed in cards.
There's like a bunch of ways I can go with this, but
yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to be like positive about it or not.
It's funny. Mine, where I was like, the path I started, and I think Rubin did a nice job, is like athletes actually showing that they're involved. Like when there's a, you know, the Luka auto thing obviously was a big deal, but Erling Haaland, we were just looking at some prices of some Haaland stuff, like, and I think even the companies, it might cost more money, but I think including content, promotional type of content when people are signing autographs, or like the athletes being more involved in understanding that the hobby exists, like scaling that up, I think will have great benefits. But then I'm like, okay, the sporting experience, like going to a game, and how does that like play in? And for me, that was always tickets. And it was funny because we went to the Heat Knicks game down in Miami on Wednesday night, and one of the it was like 12 of us went, and my buddy Jeff Carvalho like sent a text and like asked like someone to like pretty much asked, where can I meet you to get the ticket? And I was like, this is like, bro, like, you just leave it at will call. Like, tickets don't exist like that anymore.
Yeah, like, how about like transfer it to your email?
Yeah. But like, I guess where I was going is like, I like things, and like we made these things, for the. It's upside down, bro, on the back, by the way.
Damn.
God. Oh, look at Jay's face.
I think more one-off, more event-based.
Look at Jay is disappointed. Those cards are upside down.
Nice.
Mine are good.
More. We ripped a little Fanatics or the F1 Miami packs.
Yep.
More stuff like that. More commemorative stuff.
I was gonna say the on-demand product has like a pretty big runway of changes.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool. I think that's a good idea. Like, it would be really, really cool to go to an NBA Finals game and get a pack from Topps, Panini, Fanatics, like whatever the manufacturers at the time. You're going to see the Lakers versus the Bucks in the finals, and you're going to get like a pack of cards. You can get randomly inserted 101
parallels.
Well, yeah, like how the Super Bowl is like, hey, you get an NFT with your ticket. Like, what if you got like a pack of Topps on demand?
An actual pack, but like
not
just
with
like
some chase in there.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Whatever.
Not just the standard.
Someone hits a walk off the game you go to, the 1-of-1 walk off.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like some commemorative like 5-card team set that every single person in the stadium gets. I'm talking like randomly inserted, like cool things that actually give desire to those sealed packs.
Correct.
That end up in like in people's hands that like want a sealed pack, or like the cards, like that would be cool.
Well,
Agreed.
What's interesting is like if they had I'm thinking of the MLB playoffs, like the first game last year, the Astros played against the Mariners. Jordan hits a walk-off home run. If the Topps now was only available to people who were in the stadium and you had to claim it, and you had a week to claim it, the print run of that would be like what, like a couple thousand at the most?
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Which
would
I
also
think,
give extra value to your ticket.
correct. And NFTs, that what have you. Ticketmaster with Avenged Sevenfold just rolled out. So Avenged Sevenfold is a big band, if maybe don't know them, like a very a big band that tours, like big band. They have a NFT project that has 10,000 tokens that people are part of, like the Avenged Sevenfold Club, and Ticketmaster just happened. They tested a little bit, but for their new tour, if you own one of them, you get first access to tickets pretty much at face cost before like the surging goes in, and can get first access to like meet and greets and all that. And those are real issues, like with the Taylor Swift stuff, the Beyonce, like stuff's getting out of hand from a pricing and reselling standpoint of tickets. And so with that, if your ticket to a game is a digital thing, and then you go home, and because you have that, you're able to access a unique set of cards like that is made for that. I think there's some stuff there. So
have you looked
more
at Taylor
commemorative
Swift's
stuff.
ticket costs?
No, I'd stay away. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I'm sure you did.
I don't know. The music doesn't hit the vibrations in my ear in a way that makes me like I haven't heard a single. No, not at all. There's like an Imagine Dragons Taylor Swift remix that is like the one track that gets me going, and it's not even an original.
This is making my wife like skin crawl.
Wait, hold on. You're saying you're not listening to music at all, or Taylor Swift at all?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, it's like what are you talking about?
I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I'm like,
you don't understand Taylor Swift?
The music doesn't
do
speak
it
to
for
me.
you.
I've never heard a single Taylor Swift song that made me wanted to be like, like I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure it out.
It's wild.
Okay.
So I don't look at the prices because I'm like, I should be in the game though. Buy a couple ticks, flip them on the.
I'm saying the flip was crazy. My sister bought tickets and they've gone up like 300% since she bought them. It's insane.
Wild.
I don't get it.
Me either, but we'll
What's
keep
next?
going forward.
Card. Card.
Michael Porter
Adam?
Jr. will be an NBA superstar.
In 137 episodes, what is the worst take you guys have ever had?
Kirk Cousins will get benched for Kellen Mond.
Yeah. First off, I'm Michael Porter Jr.
Stop.
I was hot on Michael Porter Jr. before he got a max contract.
You're not allowed
He
to do
then
that.
went and got a max contract. So, like, I'm not the only one.
That is the worst take.
Yeah,
ever.
first of all, they hand out max contracts like it's candy.
It's
in the
not
NBA.
true. We just said
But
CJ McCollum wouldn't get a max contract. That dude's a
Ty,
hooper.
I don't think that was your worst take. You said the Nuggets got a deal.
They did get a deal. They got a steal.
They got a deal. It was a deal they signed.
Is that? What are some other ones? Card.
What are some other bad takes?
I mean, I said infinitely number. I said the Braves were not a playoff team the year they beat the Astros.
No,
in
yours
the
is
Super
by
Bowl-
far
in the World Series.
Ohtani was flashing the panty.
I still stand by that.
No, that dude's electric.
Ohtani might be the
player ever.
best athlete of our
Congrats
generation.
on being a loser.
Why is he a loser? What
He
do you
plays for the
mean?
Angels.
Bro, he literally just won MVP of the World Baseball Classic,
which
for his
now it's
country.
over.
Which you
And
went
now
to.
it's over and no one cares.
But he won.
Congrats.
Like, listen, Lou. The guy
Is electric.
matters.
Yeah, a lot.
He has a lot of meaningless accolades. Good stat, bad team guy.
You wouldn't take him as an Astro?
Not interested.
Lies. We know that.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can come on the team if you want, but like, where's he fit in?
At the top of the rotation?
Debatable. We have Framber Valdez. Guy's gonna win the AL Cy Young.
That's because
I never even heard of that dude.
me neither. Come on, let's be real.
Oh, you two big baseball guys. I'm shocked. You
I
haven't
mean,
heard of Framber
you
Valdez.
called Ohtani a flash in the pan.
I stand by it.
That honestly might be worse than the MPJ take.
It's definitely worse than the NBA.
I don't know about definitely. I don't know about
I would argue it's
definitely.
definitely worse, but I'm gonna stand by it.
Appreciate that, Ryan. Yeah, Kellen Mond was a pretty.
I mean, it wasn't like that, but you guys
You what?
know
It wasn't
that.
like that. It's just
literally
exactly what I said.
You literally said
It just said if they
he
go
might
0
be
and 6.
starting by week 6.
If they went 0 and 6, they didn't go 0 and 6.
No, you created a fantasy scenario because you wanted to bench Kirk Cousins.
I don't think
6. No
I don't
one
think
starts 0 and 6 in the NFL.
he stinks. He's like he's average. I don't buy it.
Have you thought anything about the Lamar Jackson to the Patriots rumors?
I would rather have Lamar Jackson than Mac Jones.
Interesting.
I liked how Meek Mill texted Robert Kraft.
That
to
sounded
let
like a
him-
made-up story. Meek Mill has been
It was
contacting
good.
Robert Kraft 3 to 4 times a
They
day. about Lamar
hang.
Jackson.
They hang. Part of the Reform Alliance.
Yeah, but
together.
he's not
like,
allowed to. He's not allowed to communicate.
He was texting his boy. He was like, "Yo, my boy. Like, just want you to know."
And what about the story with like his fake agent, who's not really his agent, but it actually is his agent?
Listen, when I saw the tweet thread
the home
that
gym?
wasn't really threaded, it was like hard to follow the
Lamar?
Lamar.
Yeah.
And they ended it with subscribe to my platform that I'd never heard about. I was
I
like,
think
They called fan page.
fan page.
Yeah.
I think the Lamar thing's a whole other topic for a whole other episode. That's a wild story.
It's a
Beca-
very wild story. It's very interesting
Real
to
quick,
see what's happening.
This is at 137.
Let's talk.
This is 137.
Where are we going?
So we got a good episode here.
Like we're rushing.
I
Brian's
got
gonna
to
go to the shop after
wait,
this.
wait. Jay, we've done the panic meter before with the Chiefs.
Oh,
We've
okay.
done it before.
Yeah.
Where's the panic meter
Oh, 0 for the Jets.
that
0.
the Jets
0.
don't get the Aaron Rodgers deal done?
0.0.
You could be less worried.
Couldn't be less.
No,
could
the
not be
deal's
less
done,
worried.
bro.
The only people who are worried are Packers fans who are about to get fleeced and Jets fans who have no idea what's going on.
Gosh, is it getting done?
Yeah.
You feel good?
I feel great.
Do
The
you
deal's
not
done.
feel good? I'm confused.
I feel like it's taken a while. Like he's
Yeah,
like, hey, I want to
things
play.
take
the Packers think they're
time.
getting a first round pick and they're not.
And they know it.
They're gonna eat it. Stupid Packers fans. All those stupid Packers.
But like,
bloggers who are
I'm not
talking about the
worried if
pick.
they don't get it.
Idiots.
Rodgers either.
Losers.
You hear that?
What do you say?
He's not worried if you don't get Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not worried either.
Yeah.
What's our backup plan?
Yeah.
We got Coach Saleh.
Bobby Saleh.
We were 6 quarters away last
I'm not
year.
going back into this again.
Yeah. This is
We sucked last year. Defense died. Quarterback stinks. Last year. This year, great. Let's see what happens.
What's the panic meter on Ohio
wait.
State football crumbling?
And you're born on
collapsing?
third base head coach.
Yeah, that's, what I
God.
was, that's what I was going to say. And Ryan thinking he's nicer than he is and leaves for some SEC program.
Oh, he seems like a prime time candidate to go take like the Notre Dame
We
job.
could
if
get,
what's his name
they
gets
could get
fired.
chilly in
No.
Columbus real quick, in my opinion.
No. We
Who's the back? Is it like Heartline? When they fire Ryan Day after this year, who's like the leader in the clubhouse to take the job? It's got to be Heartline.
No.
That's an outside.
No.
Dude. Bringing an OC.
It would be Vrabel would be their top choice.
Why would Vrabel leave the Titans?
I think he wants out.
I think not many people, right? Doesn't he have a bad rap in the
He's
NFL?
definitely known as a guy who...
I don't know.
He's more of a college guy.
I think he's a player's coach. Like I think players like playing for him.
coach. I love him in Tennessee.
Yeah. I think
was the other guy?
Vrabel would be the
Who's the
first
crazy
choice.
guy that left the Patriots?
Bill Belichick?
Oh, that went to the Lions?
No,
Matt Patricia?
Matt Patricia.
Oh, yeah,
No, that guy's
Patricia.
a dope.
I was kidding.
He's a defensive coach. They made him the offensive coach. It was like
yeah.
a bit.
Yeah, Patricia. I think Vrabel would be the first choice. I think they would call Fickle, but he's in Wisconsin now, so I doubt he would come back.
What's your worst take?
I was the Mond. I mean, the if Kirk Cousins thing. That's certainly up there. I definitely remember talking at one point that I was like, I don't know why people are buying Josh Allen. He's not going to beat Mahomes ever. And I got some heat on that because the Bills were like projected to win the Super Bowl the next year.
Well, they're losers.
Hey, do you guys remember the first
Hurts,
episode?
yeah, Hurts.
Thank you, Jay.
Hurts not being one. That was.
Thank you, Jay.
That's probably my worst take ever. I didn't believe that Hurts could do it. I was like, this dude's not
I
it.
promptly went to the Super Bowl.
I mean, second MVP voting, second in the league standings at the end of the year. I mean,
but
lost
they're
the
kind
Super
of
Bowl.
finished now too, right? Isn't that like the whole situation? Their defense is in trouble.
They gave up they lost a couple guys on defense, but they're good.
Well, on offense, they're good.
Yeah, they're good.
I don't remember the first episode.
Of Car
remember
Talk?
it.
Car Talk? Oh my goodness.
Where were we? What was going on?
We were deep in COVID.
Were we?
Yeah, It
Yeah.
was July of 2020.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's deep.
We were 3 months into,
Yeah.
4 months into COVID. Yeah.
Hadn't gotten a haircut in like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was living
Yeah.
at home.
LA
Hold on.
Card Guy says, how does Ryan feel about getting a card in the new top set? So it's
I'm a
in.
little confused about that.
Yeah, no. There was one picture.
Did you submit it or were they like?
Yeah,
we're
no,
using
no.
this
Brian,
one?
I took it. It's
Oh,
me.
you took, it was a specific.
Oh, it was a fresh
Yeah.
photo just for this.
Yeah, you wear a Topps jersey.
A Topps jersey.
Yeah, it's going in.
A lot of inside info being given out here.
Yeah,
so,
it's going in big league baseball.
or were you like in a batting cage? You should have done like action
I'm in the
shots.
shop, just standing.
You should have done action shots, like at a batting cage.
Like something you do in like your 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have went Jeter backhand.
Yeah, the backhand shot.
Jeter,
And then they would've
in
been all
position,
fundamental,
all-time Yankee.
All-time
base-
overrated Yankee. Guy stinks.
I was waiting on it.
Guy's such a loser,
just had to
too.
Get it in there.
He's another dope.
Do you hear this?
Lose Yankees takes are my
crazy.
favorite part of
This
this
is
card talk. They're my favorite part of card talk.
Jeter not only dominated sports for 15 years, he's overrated.
One of the most overrated athletes of
My
all time.
word.
Yeah, card's cool. It's in a. I want to move on because I just don't want to like tie.
I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this card.
That's what I was
Is
saying.
it short printed?
Not. I don't know.
Are there parallels?
You said yes? How does Jay know more about your card than you do?
Because Jay's a producer, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Jay's on top of it. Yeah,
Can I represent you for this next, the next go round?
the next go around? I'm lucky to get one, man. I'm.
You didn't even get final say on the card.
It was one picture though, so I mean, it's kind of like it is what it is.
I would have sent an action shot.
Yeah, no, that's.
You should have involved this sooner. It would have been so good.
The backhand, you needed a back.
Yeah.
Or the Jeter.
Yeah,
like.
I mean, there was an NDA. I was like, hey, I can't really talk much about it.
Respect. So it comes out on Friday.
Big
You
league
gonna-
baseball.
You selling some in the shop?
Yep.
So autos?
Autos didn't make it.
Autos didn't make it.
Yeah, they talked about it originally, and then it kind of fell through.
Are
Those are
you?
rare
How
cards
much are you? How much of the product are you going to break?
I got some. Yeah, I bought a few extra cases to kind of keep. I think it'll be cool to obviously Reg and I are expecting. I think it'll be cool one day to
pass down.
Yeah, work with my kid, be in a product and like, hey, I'm in this. It's kind of cool.
But like, you're in a card right here.
That's the worst looking thing
You're
I've ever
so
seen.
mean. That's so
The photo job.
I love Jada.
That was,
job
and that's
is
on
like-
Ty. Ty brought that out for no reason. That was so unnecessary.
Hey, shout out to Jay for doing it, for making it.
That was mean.
I look ridiculous.
I think we should move on.
in this photo.
It's an
You're being
action
mean.
shot. It's an action shot at least.
Yeah, so there's me as a Tom Brady Bowman. Shout out to Jay for making it. I got this Brady helmet on. My head's like
That was
distorted.
fucked up.
It's
was
got my
so
logo on it, so I love that. So shout out to Jay. But yeah, it's very cool.
Was
experience.
this logo first time? Like conceived and like.
Have you updated your logo at all?
Yes, one time. So before I bought the shop, it used to say Card Collector 2, and then below it would just say Columbus, Ohio. It says sports cards now.
So it was the same thing, but it said
We're worldwide out here.
Columbus, Ohio. Now
Yeah.
it's a sports card.
Yeah, so when we bought the shop and we wanted to call it Card Collector 2 Sports Cards to keep the name synonymous with the online business, we changed it to, we called the card, it's obviously Card Collector 2 Sports Cards is the name of the shop. So we put sports cards on the bottom instead of Columbus, Ohio. The
Nice.
original logo, like there are people out there with like stickers and stuff that have that original logo on it.
What inspired the logo?
I wanted to incorporate the state of Ohio. It's featured in a lot of like Ohio State logos, so I like that. I like the 2 on it. Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say. There's some like side helmet vibes to it, and Ohio State for sure.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of that. Somebody designed it. I mean, I kind of talked about like I wanted the 2 in there, the outline in the state.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the state of Ohio to be featured in there. I mean, greatest state, definitely better than New Jersey or New York, but
Ohio has buzz. I'll say that.
yeah.
Ohio has. It's like getting.
Yeah, I mean,
hot.
you just know New York can't be good when the first thing you guys say about New York is that it's something to do with New Jersey. I mean, or
What?
vice
No, you just
vice versa,
reversed
right,
it.
Jay?
That was so embarrassing. You suck
What
at
just
this.
happened?
Yeah, remember when we were talking about like which state is better, New Jersey or Ohio,
He
and you
was trying
guys
to
were
take a
like,
shot
"Oh
at
yeah,
New
New York
Jersey.
is great." You know, like that tells you how terrible New Jersey is.
Right,
if you're
like,
like
New
all people-
Jersey is by far a superior state.
Like a
to
core
Ohio.
tenet of what you talk about is like, oh, Columbus is like it's
People don't
a big-
understand
It's a cool
New
city.
Jersey.
It's like, what are you
They watch
talking
one
about?
television show, headline read, and call it
Yeah,
a day.
fake news.
Yeah.
You and your people.
You ever been to the beach, right?
yeah, not New Jersey.
Well,
Where
you
you
say
been-
it
you been
as
to the
if New
lake in
Jersey
Ohio?
Beach isn't like
No, I
one of the
don't-
What
most
the fuck are you talking
like sought
about?
after beach in the world.
Nah, pass.
The longest stretch of
Pass.
habitable swimmable beach.
But I was like, no, I really like my highways in Ohio.
Yeah, we just
Well,
go
these long winding
highways.
When
roads.
I'm like, hey
beautiful.
guys, let's go to the
Hold on,
beach.
you
I don't
had
think.
him. You had a window there.
Let's go to New Jersey.
There's more highways in New Jersey than there are in Ohio.
Right, but there's also beaches and nice towns. Ohio
good
is just
bagels.
highways and farmlands.
Keep it moving.
Next.
Trash
Oh,
ass.
Ryan. Oh,
What did Ryan do for a living?
Houston car collector, probably a great guy.
I used to work. So I opened the card shop 6 months into doing this full time. So like I quit my job in October of 18, right after Reg and I got married, and
what was that job?
worked at a community college doing data entry. I think I told you guys this before.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of like data entry for grant projects.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
What does data entry mean?
So basically, with like the grants, you enroll students. Like we enrolled students in like different like
So you were just in Excel's grinding?
Excel or Access.
You know what
Yeah.
it made me think of?
Yeah.
Have you guys watched the show Severance?
I
No.
have not, but I've heard about it.
Apple TV show?
Yeah.
All right, the joke won't land then.
Yeah. So
That's the show where like you go in and you forget, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah. So it was managing a lot of like databases, like importing students, making sure you had like numbers right, like all demographic information, enrolling them in courses, stuff like that. That's
How long were you sitting on the I'm going to quit?
all forever. Yeah, forever.
Did Reg want you to quit?
No, not at all.
What was the moment that was like, I'm quitting?
I paid for the wedding through cards.
And that was like,
Okay,
I
I'm
can
good
do
to
this
go.
thing?
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
I can show you. I can do it.
Proof of concept, yes.
Driving to the office when you quit. What was that like?
What about the day? That's a good question.
I'm
Day,
asking because
because Tyler's quitting, is what he's saying.
No, I quit my job
Yeah, sure.
before starting to work. I had a college degree in hospitality. I was working at a startup. I had a good position,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, this isn't it. But I kept going to work, and it was week 4 of the NFL season in 2013. And my buddies were over, and I had to go work like a 5 to 11 shift. That was like a 30-minute drive away, and I got in the car, and I started crying hysterically, and I quit that day. And it was the most like relieving moment ever.
I love it. Yeah, I don't remember. It was September 26th or September 29th. I put in my 2 weeks, and I used the last week for vacation. I had
Nice.
vacation time left. Reg and I were on our honeymoon, so
Move.
yeah, I worked 5 days,
Classic play.
used the other for honeymoon, and never came back.
It's like those public. Shout out to my public service workers because my parents are public service workers, or were at least. The people who have like a job for 20 years, they have like 6 months of vacation. Say that's like I'm retiring, and they go on vacation for 6 months and then they retire.
That was like my guy Wade, the security guard.
Yeah, shout out Wade. Shout out
Wade
all
was
the
a-
people.
Wade was a
I love
G.
that move. Wait, so the morning you were gonna quit, and we're gonna move on. Were you hyped? Like
Don't
how
remember
were you
much
pumping
about it.
yourself up?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
remember.
I feel like I'd be so nervous. I've never quit a job before.
It's cool.
Yeah, it sounds kind of cool.
All right, Cards Across USA says, if you could recommend your favorite Card Tech episode, which one would it be and why?
The first one because it was so bad, and I like watching us be
I
bad.
think that would be really cool is at some point is to get like, the Card Talk files from like when we recorded some of like the test episodes that most people, I mean, Jay wasn't here.
If we could find them, I would
wasn't
definitely
here.
post them.
Judy
They'd be
wasn't
so
here.
bad, it'd be
Nobody
so
that's here now like was here for those. It was, I mean, that was a long time ago. Like we filmed, how many we filmed? 6 or 8 weeks. We filmed like
Of the pilots?
Yeah, the
funny.
pilots.
I think like I want to say we did 4.
Like nobody's seen
Let's
those.
just go. Let's just go.
That was the thing. We were like, let's just do it because the longer we keep doing practice episodes, it doesn't matter until we start posting.
But I
them.
just
So
think
your
it's.
favorite episode is episode 1?
I think so.
I'd have to think about it. What's yours?
Mine is Card Talk Live. Card Talk Live was like,
Pretty interesting.
first off, we went for 4.5 hours.
That was crazy.
And it opened with Pat McAfee coming on,
Yeah.
borderline naked.
Thighs out for the boys.
And we just went. And there were some real people that came on.
Yeah. Some real people that was on.
Who
there.
was the hooper that was in his car?
Channing Frye.
No, Channing Frye.
We had Kendrick
Am I, though?
Perkins.
Perk came on, but no, there was a young NBA player
Oh
that
yeah.
was driving his car.
Yeah. Who wasn't Jonathan Isaac? Who was it?
It definitely wasn't Jonathan Isaac.
He was in his car,
I feel bad.
and it was quick, but he was
Yeah.
like, what's good?
Yeah, it was super quick.
Justin Turner was on.
Did you see his eye?
Yo, he got smoked in the
Yeah,
face.
bro.
Bad.
But did you see the picture?
Yeah.
Did you
dead.
see it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's disgusting.
Yeah, and then we gave away that box. We went IG live.
We gave a flawless
We did
box
a
away.
post show. We did 2
Yeah.
post shows.
I wonder. Yeah, that was weird. Why did we do 2 post shows?
the IG live post game.
It just kept going. Now that you say that, I remember it was
It
like
was so.
we started at like
long.
3 o'clock. We started getting ready, and then we weren't
Yeah.
done until like 12.
I think
That
I did like
was-
6 outfit changes.
That was
I kept changing my
Yeah,
outfit.
that was so long.
That's my fave.
Um.
Then some of the lives. We had a lot of fun in those early Dallas
Honestly, I
trips.
think some of
The
my
early Dallas show was a good one too.
I think some of my favorite episodes are the ones that you just are just a random Tuesday that
Oh,
end up being like
Oh yeah.
an episode that like we tweeted like this was an awesome episode. Like I don't have nothing like the Dallas ones for sure. Like I go back and watch those and it's like yeah the Lucas PSA 10 base are priced at $1,300 here. No one's buying them. Is that a sign that these are gonna fall? I mean they're fucking $230 cards now or $300.
Yeah, I was gonna say
cards.
let's
Like,
do a Luca update
excuse
real quick.
excuse my language, but like
Yeah.
you know that's what's crazy is like looking back at some of the COVID numbers. You know Lucas Silver 10s were $8,000. I traded one in a deal. Like they were huge. Like it's just
They were trading at AK for like a hot minute.
yeah. So I think looking back at some of the early Dallas ones, like when we traveled, those were super cool. But yeah, to me, it's like the random Tuesday episodes that aren't anticipated to be anything, and they're like, that's an all time episode. Like that was a
Yeah.
cool episode.
Yeah. Shout out Courtney, Jay, Judy, and the squad on those.
Yeah, the early. Remember the national?
We
episode
never
with the
really
guy?
know what we're walking
Yeah, they got in
into.
the there's 16 minutes and 43 seconds left, and like
So good.
we got random updates every 9 seconds.
So good.
Yep.
Or when we were in Ohio when you guys came to Columbus for the first time, and Jay dropped that Jordan live at the sports bar.
Yeah, that was all time.
That place was interesting.
That might have been our biggest pull together collectively, and he
Yeah,
literally
that was-
just.
he's being
so
so mean. He's being so mean
I mean,
this morning.
it was an
It's-
all-time drop. I was filming it. It was our biggest collective pull, I think. Like together when pulling cards, that was the biggest card.
Yeah, it
that's
was a
been
box
pulled.
we got for Jay for his birthday.
Yeah.
We teamed up to get that for Jay for his birthday. That was
Insane.
Jay's birthday trip.
Wait, we're
His
pausing.
face
We're
is-
pausing. We're pausing. We're pausing.
All right, so what's the next question, Jay? All right, so card collector 1116
Wow, this is really hard.
says all sports. Who would be your starting lineup of a player with the jersey numbers 1, 3, and 7?
I'm gonna look up while you guys talk.
No.
Chris Paul is
Courtney and I
3.
made the list already.
Okay.
But we want to see if you can guess some.
I think Chris Paul wears 3. I think Jason Tatum wears 7. And
Jason
I-
Tatum
What
wears
about
0.
Michael Vick, number 7? He's
Jason-
a way better all-time number 7.
Jason Tatum wears 0.
Does he?
Yeah, for sure.
Who wears 7?
Michael Vick's the all-time 7.
Kyle Lowry. I think he's a 7 guy. Mike Vick is the 7
Yeah.
guy. Respect.
You want us to guess this before?
I want you to guess. I have a list for you.
Okay.
One's the first number one that comes to mind is Cam Newton. I don't really have an answer
Kyrie
for
wear
that.
1? I think
Kyrie wears 2.
Really?
And I wouldn't
Yeah.
consider Kyrie.
Penny Hardaway wore 1.
Bro, Kyrie hit one of the all-time
Penny
shots
Hardaway.
in the NBA.
Wore 1. Iverson wore 3.
That's good.
Iverson, the answer, wore 3.
Yeah, I like that.
Iverson's a good choice for 3.
Iverson,
Michael Vick,
is a
Iverson.
Nice lineup, and then who's 1? They're good hockey. No, hockey players wear high numbers.
Lou, what about baseball?
They don't wear
No
number
one
1 in
cares.
baseball.
Mickey Mantle wore 7.
Shut the fuck up.
Mickey Mantle wore 7. He's a Yank.
Mickey Mantle?
So did Babe Ruth wore 3.
Yeah.
Babe Ruth.
I
wore
don't
3.
think. I saw something today that they don't wear the number 5 in basketball or number 7 in basketball? Hang on.
Carmelo wore 7.
Hang on.
That's my guy. Although he wore 15 at the Nuggets, I think.
They don't wear number 8, and it's because they can't. The refs can't show it, right? I didn't know. I never knew that rule.
Wait.
There's a couple of them. It's 8 and something
hold on.
else.
They don't wear 8 in basketball because
the refs can't show the numbers to the official
They don't do
the
the
scoring
thumb?
tables. Yeah,
It looks like 35.
it's confusing.
interesting.
Yeah, it's a band number. I never knew that. I learned this
And what's
weekend.
7? How do you do 7?
It's a great question. That's why I'm saying I think 7's banned.
That's funny because when
I
they
don't
just do 4-4.
Yeah.
But
You would think you would ban anything 6 through 9, anything that requires 2 fingers or 2 hands.
or you're just like, yo, 8.
All right, who else?
Number 1.
Penny Hardaway is the only one I can think of that's 1.
I'm not allowed to look it up.
Jamar Chase. What's numbers he wear?
He wears number 1.
That's what I thought.
I
What
think.
Randy Moss?
No. No.
81.
81 or 18. This is like, I really want to get this. Number 1.
So we got Vic and Iverson.
Amari
walking.
wear 1.
He's not it though.
Amari Stoudemire?
Mm-hmm.
My guy?
I don't know about your guy. I mean, he wore 1.
Until he punched a fire extinguisher? Ruined everything?
He's more of Nate's guy.
All right, you want to move on? Let's see. Let
He
Jay
was
tell us.
nasty on the Knicks.
I know.
And then he punched a fire
Yeah, I
extinguisher.
don't know. Sauce Gardner.
All right,
How the
Sauce.
hell did I not say Sauce Gardner?
Where were you on that one, guy?
Derrick Rose. Yeah, I said Penny. And
Warren
D-Book.
Moon.
Your guy D-Book, you didn't even get him?
Ty, look at the top of number 7. Come on.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
We missed a couple bangers.
I'm not a big number guy. Like, I haven't been... Growing up, I wasn't really... My dad and my uncles were, like, anti-wear
right, I'm
sports jerseys.
I'm going D Rose, Ken Griffey Jr., and
D Rose over Oscar Robertson and Ozzie Smith.
yeah, I didn't see those
I'm
guys
thinking Warren Moon.
play. Like Derrick Rose was, youngest MVP ever.
First off, A-Rod?
No,
Did he wear 3 on the Yankees?
no, Rangers.
He wore 13 on the Yankees.
That's what I was going to say.
I would go
But he is number 3.
Derrick Rose, Griffey, and Ronaldo.
The only number that matters in sports is number 2. Now batting. Number 2.
Derek
Derek
Jeter.
Jeter. Number 2.
It's almost baseball season.
I Pistol Pete. Okay. Johnny Elway. Terrell Davis is a legend. But this is a good list. Terrell Davis was nice, bro. When the Broncos were hitting like that,
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about Terrell Davis. in terms
TD
of-
was nice.
Yeah, where do you get
John Elway,
Like
who was in the backfield. Terrell Davis.
No, yeah, I
Terrell
get it.
Davis is nice.
Yes, okay. General statement Terrell Davis was nice. I'm with you on that.
Thanks, you. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
All right, Ty, who do you guys have?
I have Warren Moon, Allen Iverson, and Michael Vick.
Just to be clear, Tyler did not take Devin Booker or Sauce Gardner
Or Ronaldo.
or Ronaldo. Like, you're the most inconsistent dude on the show.
What's going on with Ronaldo these days?
First off, hold the phone. Like, just because I'm a Devin Booker fan doesn't mean he deserves more respect than
You've
Warren
talked
Moon.
more about the Devin Booker Purple Prism than
That's
any card on the
that's
show.
a
Yeah, but an
card.
objective fact is that Warren Moon's more meaningful to the world.
And
than
you've
Devin
also
Booker
said
is.
that Devin Booker's going to be a New York Knick 50 times. Probably just as much as you said
still
Michael
think
Porter
that?
Jr. is going to be relevant.
Probably less, but I
Yeah.
still think it's possible.
Any
Michael
thoughts on
Porter
the Suns
Jr.?
being a disaster and
I
not
don't-
winning the
I think
finals?
the Suns. I think KD comes back. He's supposed to come back tomorrow night. I think the Suns play in the conference finals.
In the conference finals. Okay.
Yeah, and then you see where it happens from there.
That makes sense.
Warren Moon. I like Devin Booker. I think he's a clean, saucy basketball player that may end up as a New York Knick. And you just blew whatever is going on with this over under. If I was supposed to know that it was 1370 or not.
Well, I think
I'm
that's
pretty
just a
sure it's-
number for the over under.
Okay, it's under.
It's
Warren Moon,
It's on-
AI. AI. Although young D Wade was a problem. A-Rod's my guy, actually, personally. And Cristiano Ronaldo, like,
Who are your three?
that was
I have a
that was
bad
little bit of-
taste.
a
You
little
said
bit of
that-
a name
no.
drop there. You saw that, right?
what was that?
I didn't say
Yeah,
anything.
I dropped that on there. Pistol Pete, I kind of like this game. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Really need you to make a call here.
Yeah. I said it, and you guys made me like give you background.
You said-
Warren Moon, Allen Iverson, Michael Vick.
It's a good choice.
And I was a huge Carmelo Anthony fan.
You were
But Michael
you were a
Vick-
big Melo guy. My original interactions with Tyler, I was like, why does this guy love Carmelo so much? It was a little bit too much.
Loved.
Loved.
2 posters on my wall of sports players.
I also loved Melo on the Nuggets. I had that jersey. We talked about that before.
Lou, who are you taking?
I'm gonna go. I want to go Sauce, but I won't. I'll go Ozzie Smith, kind of a legend, underrated in the baseball game.
Agreed.
Allen Iverson, and Michael Vick.
Bro, those Mike Vick cleats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Madden 04. He
Legend.
Was nasty Madden.
Yeah.
Lefty.
All right, Jay, what's next? What are we doing?
Over under.
Over under time?
Nice. Good Q&A there.
All right, so a little over under time. Jay is leading us through this here, and we got a little D-book Prizm Silver 10 to start it off.
Right. So what I did for this special 137th episode of Over Under, decided to take a little peek back into some of the bigger cards that you guys have owned throughout the time, maybe pickups in Dallas or maybe cards you talked about on the show. Originally, I was trying to get a Devin Booker purple for Tyler just to see if he had an idea of like what those are currently selling for, but I couldn't find one that had recently sold. But I do remember Tyler selling a Devin Booker silver in Dallas at one point. So one sold on March 5th, and the over-under on that card, it's a PSA 10, by the way, is $1,370.
Under.
Yeah, it's a dead under. I think it's under 1,000, right?
I think it's like maybe 1,100.
I think these are about 800,
1050,
800
I thought it was under 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay, it is under, but it's not as under as you guys are saying. It sold for $1,215.
Wow. I thought it was much less.
What I'm doing this week is I also have the charts just so we can look at like
I like
what
that,
they peaked
Jay.
out at.
That's a nice build.
So
I like that a lot.
So at one point, this was a $7,700 card at the end of on December 30th of 2020 was the peak sale of this card.
That was the peak of life.
Ty,
12/30,
do you remember
2020.
what it sold for in Dallas by any chance?
I don't.
I remember that you were ripping that was that show that you had a box of cards and just
Yeah, you did
people were
work
just
that
coming
week.
up. It was just you were on fire at that Dallas show, just moving cards.
Dallas did good for me.
There's there's very few things in cards. Very few things. I shouldn't say nothing. Very few things in cards like early Dallas.
Oh, yeah, like when we were there?
Yeah, I mean, I went to the November one.
You went to the one before us,
the
and you said
November
that one was crazy.
Yeah, that was electric. That's when I'm like, hey, that was the first one I went to, and it was
You were
And the
like,
first one we
boys.
went to was the one where all the MJs were selling, right?
that was like March.
Yeah, we were doing March. We did
that
like
what
a
it was?
string of
Yeah.
a couple in a row.
Yeah, we went a few times in a row. That was so weird. I felt like I was like, what am I doing here? I was like at that
That weird hotel.
weird hotel, and there was that supermarket across the street. I'm like, what am I getting like lunch at a supermarket for? Like, what is happening?
In Dallas.
You got to stay at the actual Marriott.
Yeah.
Next one, speaking of Dallas, this card at one point was ripping hot in Dallas. One of the hottest cards I've ever seen. We have the Kevin Durant McDonald's All-American PSA 10. It sold on the 23rd. The over-under on it is $137. Again, it's a PSA 10. The over-under is 137.
Lou seems disheveled
considering.
about this card.
Ty, what are you thinking?
You want me to go first? So
You want me to go
guys
first?
Because I have my answer.
I have my
go
answer
first?
as well.
Ready?
We're gonna say it at the same time.
One,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Under.
Under.
Wow.
This,
Come on, it's
this
an
crew.
$85 card.
It
This
is
crew
it's an
knows.
$81 card.
This crew knows.
Are you guys ready for this chart? You're not going to believe
I
this.
actually-
know,
I
that's-
actually
it was
1500.
like a $1,200 card.
1,500?
It was
You guys aren't going to believe this. $3,751 on January 24th of 2021.
December and January of 2021, man. We shouldn't have
Listen,
any cards left.
Doesn't help that KD's kind of been on like a weird
Career
road
trajectory
ever
since then?
since this moment.
He really has been. I mean, I used to love Kevin Durant. Not that I still don't, but like, just want to watch him play some basketball.
You're a hater.
No, I'm not a hater. Of KD? No, like I've deep-rooted KD love that won't
Right.
let me be a hater.
What about deep-seated, like also hatred?
No, I don't have
You had a
hatred.
little negative energy when it came to the Nets.
I'm a hater.
Because, him and Kyrie talking woo, 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 they're now the New York team and did a fucking hot minute, like couldn't handle the heat.
Sounds like there's a little bit of hatred in that message.
How many playoff games have the Knicks played in that stretch?
5.
Do you remember when Richard Jefferson proclaimed the Nets the new cool team in New York and how they were going to win championships on Card Talk Live? And then
You might not win a playoff series, though.
Gary argued with him.
I think
and,
Also pretty irrelevant.
yeah, but they're
I mean, they
still
might
New
lose.
York's team.
They
Bro.
might lose to
They're
Cleveland.
still New York's team. It doesn't matter. They'll never
The Knicks
not
are
be
going
New
to do
York's
something
team.
in the playoffs?
the Knicks from a valuation perspective for their
Valuation
irrelevance.
Perspective.
That's because where they are in the world.
The Yankees are worth a gajillion dollars too. They're losers. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
The Jets are worth like $4
Got it.
billion.
The all-time winningest sports franchise in history are losers. That's the rationale we have
I
on
mean,
this
they
show.
really haven't done a lot lately.
That's the rationale we
have
have
you-
on this show.
As you watch a lot of baseball, so you would know they're like literally some of the biggest choke artists of the last 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I hate the Yankees too.
Got it.
That's not like a shocking take. To go to valuation when we're talking about basketball is like one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life.
The point was Kevin Durant.
No,
and
the point
Kyrie
was
Irving-
about basketball, and you went to evaluation.
Yeah, the point was about basketball. The Knicks, you said how many playoff games have they played?
You said 5.
Which you thought was 0.
No, I meant to say 1.
They won 1 game
Okay.
against the Hawks,
Okay.
and we celebrated like they won the championship.
I recall.
But
But the valuation, right?
when the Knicks win a playoff series, which might be this year, probably next year.
Then we can reset.
Everyone
But
will
up
be talking
until
about
right
that.
now.
Kevin Durant and Kyrie played like 5 games in Brooklyn after saying that they were going to be the hottest thing in New York, and that they were happy that they're not playing at Madison Square Garden because they had to talk through their own insecurities that they weren't playing.
But
at
he's a
Madison
KD
Square
guy.
Garden.
Yeah, KD got
I
through
like
and through.
KD. I had the
through and
KD
through.
1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s.
The 5s were kind of fire.
All of them.
All right.
I think it was the 3s with the loop.
Let's move on.
Don't let the
In the
Jets
tongue?
win 1 playoff game. I'm just saying. All right, taking it back to Dallas, and this is a fun one for me because it actually got Lou may or may not be at some point responsible for the resurgence of Marvel cards.
No, I would
And-
argue it's James Cook.
And James Cook, who parlayed his Marvel card knowledge into a job here
That's
at
true.
this wonderful company.
It's fair.
We have Marvel, the 1990 Marvel Universe set,
730.
PSA 10 Spider-Man, and the over-under on it sold on
These
the
are rare.
23rd. The over-under on it is 731. I see, I'm sure you guys notice a vibe here. I use lots of 1s, 3s, and 7s. And
I feel confident that it's under, but those are real cards.
you going with under?
I'm going with under.
I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, we gotta get some separation.
Yeah, I'm going over.
I'm gonna go over. I think this card, if it's that rare, Spider-Man
fairly
Marvel,
rare.
I'm gonna go over. I don't think it's by much, but I don't think this is like a $1,500 card. But
You guys know the World Trade Center Twin Towers are in this card?
yeah, it's cool.
Wow, bottom left.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Over.
I can't believe that the father of modern day Marvel cards is the only one that got this wrong. It is over. It was $7.99.
You weren't going to do 3 unders in a row.
Yeah. I should have thought about that.
I got you pegged, Miami Vice.
Okay.
Miami Vice. is
On the
fine.
first season
I
of
like that a
Card
lot.
Talk, we had a segment called Stump the Shop. I
Yeah,
had
we
Ryan.
did.
I had Ryan send over his Stump the Shop spreadsheet from what his card sold for. His biggest sale, the card that he won, basically Stump the Shop
It was
on.
a Tyler Hero.
Was
Graded.
it? Oh, I'm sorry. We have the Spider-Man chart here. It topped out at 1900 on.
What was that last sale it did? Like just over? It was
Yeah,
$7.99.
$7.99. So it's not down as bad as some of the other ones.
It feels like a buy.
So we have the Tyler Hero Blue Ice. His was a PSA 10. So we're not comparing apples to apples. His was a PSA 10. This is a BGS 9.5.
$401.
The over-under on it is 401. Ryan, do you remember what you sold yours for on Stump the Shop back in season 1?
Like $3,000.
It was like $3,600.
Oh gosh.
This is a good one here. This is a good one. And now I'm off the
$401
under
from Tyler Hero.
over train. This is a good one. We watched him play.
I don't know what his market sells for now. Like I have no idea.
He's a middle of the road 6-man NBA type guy. Just so we're all on the same page about how
I had
his
to get
career
that
has
in.
been
Just, I
progressing.
had to get it in there.
Tyler Hero
Guy's back is falling apart.
for carrying the squad.
I'm not going first yet, 'cause I went first and I crushed myself. So
Sales in January 21st, 2023. It was a little frothy in the market in a week. I'm going to go over.
I'm gonna go under.
I'm gonna go under as well.
It is under. I can't believe you went over with Tyler Hero. It's interesting. But yeah,
it's
it
like
is under. It's
420.
over. It's over 330. That's the most recent sale of this particular card.
Week.
It was
Yeah.
frothy.
If I recall, like,
It was frothy. I don't have a
It's a
chart.
little
I don't have a chart on this
frothy.
card because it's numbered to like
Jam,
14 or
it's a
something,
little
right? Or
hot.
something like that. Or
yeah,
99. But that I don't have a chart on that one.
Jeez.
Well, yeah, 36 is old something shop.
$3,600.
A PSA 10. Now it's obviously again not the
That's
same.
insane.
That's a good
That's
job by you,
wild.
bro.
But that was a good time to be alive. You're selling Tyler Hero cards for 3,600. Do you remember what
He
you bought
was
the card for?
dope.
Because I didn't see that in your chart.
Probably
No.
not a lot.
Probably not a lot,
Yeah,
right?
no.
You got
Less
you
than a
I
graded
think it was in a
yourself.
lot.
He pulled it.
I feel like you paid like
wasn't
less
a
than
lot.
100 for it.
It wasn't a lot.
Oh, it wasn't 100
It
to
was a lot.
3,600.
Okay. Another thing that I think Lou was responsible for, or
I don't
partially
like this.
responsible for,
I don't like this at all.
is the F1 craze. I mean, he was the first one in the scene.
No way.
I would say he's responsible for a lot of.
Lou was early. in
Ryan's
that
very
one.
purchased
early.
significantly more F1 than I have.
I do love
Let's
F1.
call it-
Well,
Right.
but
Let's
to
call it
be
what it
fair,
is.
Lou was the first one into the F1.
I don't know if I would
Ryan
give Lou
into
credit
the
for
F1.
cards. I would give credit for Lou showing Tyler and I about F1. Like, I learned about it from Lou.
I don't want the responsibility of the F1 market on my back because
Yeah.
there's a lot of negativity associated with that I don't want to be a part of.
Okay, well,
And
I love it. So I
disagree with that
I
sentiment.
am super grateful for Lou for showing it to me because I obviously really enjoy it, but I'm not sure.
Crushing me.
I have a feeling that Ryan's going to know the answer to this
I think
one.
he is too.
But we have a Lewis Hamilton Sapphire Purple PSA 7. The over-under on it sold on March 1st. The over-under on it is $13,700.
Wow.
So honestly, I think Lou is in the best position for this because he had this card and knew like
This one?
this
I had
one.
BGS
It was a
9.
BGS 9.
I had half of a BGS 9.
Him and Sasha bought it at the National,
Shout out Sasha, who I haven't talked to in like a year.
and they
Holla at me.
they split it, and so Lou has a lot more insight on this. A 7 is not ideal for this, but like a lot of these first year Chrome cards have issues. So man, that is tough. Lou's pointing his thumb up like it's over, but like man,
But he is kind of down bad.
you think it's over? Are you going over? I'm 4-0. I'm trying to go perfect on this.
I know what you're trying to do. That's why I don't want.
Don't.
Yeah, you go first.
Oh, I gotta go first?
Yeah.
So you guys can play off me?
No, I want you.
Smart.
I don't want.
Chess, not checkers.
I know what I'm doing.
By the way, there were people in the comments on the YouTube this week that were saying that we should give everybody like a little whiteboard or a piece of
agree.
paper and write it
Because
down like
I
Jeopardy
gave him a
style and
dub
hold
last
it up.
time. I would
Yeah.
do the opposite.
I actually
Yeah.
think that's a good idea. We should start doing that.
We're going to start
And
doing that from now on.
Can we get those? Like,
next week.
we're gonna put them on our phones. Like, we'll do it.
I got
Like,
the little sign app.
you wanna get it on your phone? Let's get it.
I'm going under.
Going under.
The purple sapphire. This is the SP. I'm gonna lean the opposite of Tyler on this. Lou wrote over on his phone.
March was hot. March was also frosty.
Yeah,
March was frothy.
yeah.
They were saying everything was back. In
this
March.
could go either way. A 7, I don't love.
That's a fact. It can go either way.
I don't love
You can't
the
deny
7
that it
on
can go
this.
either way.
But I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try over.
In 50 years, we'll be 50 years older.
Ryan goes over, and Lou is over, right? So
It's an under.
it is
tell
over.
by the- oh my God.
$19,200. It went way over the 13.7.
I mean, that was like a pretty expensive card.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy
20
over.
G's. Holy cow.
That was like that was a big time
Agreed.
card for a while.
It's 3 weeks ago, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Understood.
crazy.
Obviously, still cards that sell for money. Sorry.
Okay.
Sky Tyler is unbelievable.
The next card, Tyler's dream card.
Oh, interesting. Devin Booker purple.
Nope. Cristiano
Ronaldo,
Ronaldo,
37?
number 137.
This has got to be an over. I don't even know what the price you're gonna put up is. I'm gonna go with over.
Okay, we have a BGS 9.
Yeah, it's over.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
That's a dead over, boys.
Yeah, it's over.
We have a BGS 9
Ooh.
Cristiano Ronaldo sold on
He's upset.
323.
It's an over.
The over-under is $9,499. Tyler said over.
You guys know this card so much better than me.
So just take the under.
Yeah, good. Go for the perfect score. Come on.
Actually, take the over.
Be different. Be different. Come on. Be different.
Take the over.
Do something weird.
Don't
Come
be
on.
the
Mix
only
it
one
up.
that doesn't
Don't
get
look
a
at him in
point.
the eyes and try to get an answer.
I'm not looking at anyone,
over.
guys. I'm staring down.
Over.
Damn it.
All three over? Love that. It's an under.
Yeah.
Wait.
Broke the perfect game.
Wait.
Let's go.
Just
Y'all
wait
suck.
until you guys see this chart. This is unbelievable.
5K?
Look at this chart.
Oh, wait. What? So
That's
what did
for
it
a
sell
BGS 9. It sold on March 8th, 2021 for $68,880. It is down bad.
So it's what?
It's now
10,000.
$8,900.
Although, look at the chart over the last 6 months.
Yeah, but that's a little bit.
I mean, that's a little up, brother. I mean, that's
I'm
like
be down
I'm just
now?
saying, like,
What's his deal?
what's his deal?
cried to
He's
Piers
one of the
Morgan.
greatest soccer players of all time.
Yeah, but
You didn't even put him in your top jersey for 7. Yeah, he's one of the greatest of all time. I'm super confused by that.
I don't.
You think Michael Vick's a better football player, more relevant football player to wear number 7 than Ronaldo is a soccer player to wear number 7?
American sports culture.
We didn't.
Michael
That wasn't
Vick.
the question. It was who's the greatest to ever wear number 7.
It was personal.
it was a personal opinion choice.
And you just said you're a huge Ronaldo. I'm super confused. You've never one time talked about Michael Vick, but we've heard.
That's debatable. We've talked about Michael Vick many times. on our show.
Tyler's not.
We talked about the Topps Chrome Refractor on our show. I actually almost bought one
I'm
because
pretty
of our
sure I
conversation.
ranted for like 17 minutes about Michael Vick and Randy Moss. At one
And he's a
point.
lefty. That was a big deal for me when I was a kid.
But understood. Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't even know where the point was going. Like, what's he doing? He's playing right now in
It's like Saudi
Saudi
Arabia,
Arabia.
right?
Yeah,
Got
but
a
he's still
got a-
playing for
got a bunch of
Portugal
money.
national team.
It's fair
Guys,
because
there's 3 people that have over 400 million followers on Instagram. He's one of them.
Yeah, I agree.
And you didn't pick him for your jersey.
you pick it
That's
for your
crazy.
jersey.
No, I didn't.
no, it's
Michael
fair.
Vick is cooler.
It's fair that Ty did that because my 137 would have been Sauce Gardner, John Starks, and Ken O'Brien. So I mean, like you're allowed to pick whoever you
Oh,
want.
that was a 137 thing. I
Mikey
didn't put
Vick,
that together.
and then he went to the
I didn't
Eagles.
put that together.
You didn't put 1, 3,
I'm
and
a
7.
dumb person. Okay, I don't know.
You didn't put 1, 3, and
I didn't
7
connect
together. Oh
137
my
to-
goodness.
I thought we were just doing.
All right,
jersey
what's
numbers.
next, Jay?
But the last 6 months, like I think there's room.
68K
I would
room?
still buy Cristiano Ronaldo. I
68K?
think it's a buy.
This one is very interesting.
It's one purchase.
You know, I had to include a Pokemon card in the mix.
You better had.
I didn't want to
Is
put
it
a
Shout out
10.
Ash. Shout out
I didn't want to
Pikachu.
put a 10.
Retirement.
I
Post
had to go Charizard because he can't tear his ACL, but
They're
he
saying
can't
he's gonna
he
be a
can be
trainer.
down bad though. I didn't put a 10 because I have a feeling you guys know what the 10's probably in the ballpark of what it sells for. So I went with a PSA 9 first edition Charizard over under 17,300.
For a tiebreaker. So it's got to be you
Between
two, it's not
them?
Me.
No.
Me and Rye?
Yeah, I lost 2.
How many does Lou got wrong?
Lose got.
I only have 1. I only missed the last one.
So,
Yeah,
then
and
so
you're
if you
about
get
to
this
catch
wrong, I get it right.
L,
We
and
tie.
he's about to get
Then Ryan has to guess first
I agree wholeheartedly. I'll write mine down.
Yeah, you already said under. I already heard you.
because he'll just pick
I'm
whatever
gonna go
you pick.
over. I think it's an over.
I think it's a beautiful card.
Ryan goes over.
Well, I mean, Lou, just to be clear, can you see anything on the screen right there?
No.
You keep looking at the screen.
I know
I
you're a
know,
card
I
shop
have
guy.
it
You don't
up
get
on
involved in the
my-
computers
I
on a day-to-day basis.
I have the prices
It's
on my
literally a mirrored image of the
I'm
screen.
still trying to figure out how Jay got a stand for his mic personally, but I'm gonna go under.
So under, over.
Still complaining about the mic stand. Could have had it at any time. Don't make.
Yeah,
a
this was
mistake.
under. It sold for 16,770.
Tough scene.
So we have a tie.
Two.
I think we need to create a tiebreaker round because ties are not going to work for me.
But isn't it
this is
Take
the
a
American?
look at the chart. This was a $55,000 card in 2020. It's down bad.
I feel good about this card.
Yeah.
That card's had a lot of runs though. Up, down,
That's what
up.
I'm
I mean,
saying.
that card's gone all over the place. I just happened to get it on down.
I'm just interested.
You got one?
No, I got it wrong.
Oh.
Oh, this no.
You have any first edition hollows Pokemon?
First edition Shadowless?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I have like a Shadowless set.
Really?
They're not first edition. Yeah,
I thought you had some.
I have a bunch of like the what are they called? Just the regular, the non-Shadowless. Just the regular. Like I have
Like the
multiple
unlimited?
sets. Yeah, I have sets of those. I have Shadowless set.
One of the first times
Nothing
I ever
first.
realized that Ryan valued our opinion was when he said that he should have listened to us about Charizard. Like 5 episodes into Card Talk.
You can't
Yeah, because I
turn
could have
this
got
in.
one like the
Yeah.
early on. Like we talked about it, and like
Yeah.
I could have got one when they were like just a few thousand.
Yeah.
And this is still up from where I could have got it though.
I have a decent collection.
I don't have enough.
I probably have like 40 unlimited Charizards from like when anytime I get them in deal, I just keep every one of them.
Yeah.
Always keep them. Like
It's a safe bet,
Just a
to be
cool
honest.
card. Like it's one of the first cards I remember, but I don't know any of the first editions.
They are. Did you see that he retired, Ash?
I heard about that.
Yep. So the story is either going to become a trainer or he's going to become like the new Professor Oak.
I think he's going Tom Brady. I think he's coming back.
He's getting the.
I think he's coming
The
back for a
surgery?
week, yeah. No, I think he's gonna come back for a year.
Is that it?
Just do
That's
another
it. We
season.
got
We ended it in a tie. There was
That's
no
what I'm saying. We
tiebreaker.
need to do a tiebreaker.
I mean, we've never had a tiebreaker before. It's kind
It's
of.
it's a season
Yeah.
long. like,
Yeah.
So what's our seasonal record? We should look that up.
I think you and I might be tied now.
He's not winning.
He's like 1 ahead. Like, he's not as good
This
as
guy
everyone
stinks.
thinks.
Guy
I
runs a
know.
shop. Are you kidding?
Come on.
You guys are putting Marvel cards and Pokemon cards, things I don't ever know. The things that you guys
Oh,
have
you're too
actually
good for
dealt
Marvel
with.
now?
I've never, ever.
Make sure no one
done
goes to
any
the Card
Marvel
Collector 2
stuff.
shop. Buys Marvel cards.
Yeah.
Ryan's kryptonite is when Courtney picks the cards because it throws
Yeah.
him for a loop. All that pop culture.
Yeah,
Throw
Ryan's a
some
sports
modern
guy.
day
Ryan's a
football in
sports
there,
guy.
and
Yeah,
it's like
he's
very
got
different.
no shot. All right, so I'm gonna give
We'll have
you
a little competition.
What is this? We have Play of the Week now, too.
We have
Oh,
Play of
my
the Week.
God.
Yeah, play of the week. This is from NWO Sports Cards. This is my play of the week submission. Last Christmas, I was gifted a 2022 WWE Select Hobby Box. Pulled a Stone Cold Steve Austin ringside True Gold out of 10, and a month later, I examined the card, possibly grading. Noticed several print marks that concerned me. While I was set up at the Burbank Card Show, I had a card cleaner give me a second option and clean the card. Okay. He didn't think it would get better than an 8.
Interesting.
And noticed an additional service issue. I decided to take a chance on a $25 PSA submission level. I got the grades back, and I got a Gemmy. This is during WrestleMania season, so I know I needed to move this ASAP. While waiting to get the card, I attempted to gather interest by posting the card on IG. After not receiving much interest, I decided to put on eBay for $1,500, and within an hour, I received an offer of $1,100, which I immediately took.
That's all day.
After fees and shipping, I netted $900. Thank you for reading my submission. Love the content. Thanks, Jack from Oregon.
I love the all caps Oregon. Oregon.
Oregon's a great state.
Also, NWO Sports Cards is dope. NWO
NWO's
is just super cool.
There was nothing cooler to me when I was a kid than NWO.
Just- yes.
NWO was the coolest of the cool.
NWO was like
Never watched any wrestling.
And Nation
That was like,
Domination.
if
Both
you,
of those two
like-
were- NDX. Basically, wrestling stables controlled my life in,
you were
in that time
hard.
period.
Like NWO was like
Really?
For life, bro? Come on. The
For
black and
life.
white shirt?
yeah.
Bang.
If you had that T, like it meant
The
you were
official?
you were
Like
a
you brought it
problem.
at a show?
Man, you were a problem if you had the T.
Yeah.
Do we have any thoughts on the cleaning aspect of this whole thing? Right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. It's
It's a decision.
very much a decision.
I thought it was
Some people
interesting
would-
that he capitalized card cleaner like it's a profession.
Yeah, is that
I
like
mean,
an app or
There,
not an app? Like
there
a
are
like a
people
product?
on IG that are like, I mean,
That's what I do.
the
I
one-
clean cards.
The one is called.
Oh, let's not give any promotion to something that's illegal.
Yeah, okay. Well, then we'll talk about it. But there's definitely people that have like kits, like cleaning kits.
Huh.
Word on the street is card cleaner too. That might be.
I promise. That's not a thing. I promise you. I
love
promise.
messing with Ryan, man.
No,
No, we don't card clean here.
no.
What are our
We'll
thoughts?
wipe down. That's okay.
Microfiber is kind of where we draw the line.
That's the line.
You start getting into the chemicals.
Have
it
some
just-
respect for the process.
My
Dry microfiber.
Respect the game.
Yeah, my understanding is like, I don't think PSA approves it. I don't think PSA likes it. Like, they're the big one.
Well, it's
like,
altering, right? Technically, we've discussed. Listen, it's episode 137. We're firing from the hip.
yeah, I mean, it's where do you know?
I get it.
I don't feel like again, like
I
I
don't
don't.
be ethical in this hobby.
But you could argue like, I'm just gonna play the other side.
I'm with you on this because it's like you're taking a big ass scratch out of this card. It makes the card look better.
It's a net
I'm
positive.
not. Well, I never even had to take. I think unless you're like where I would draw the line is alteration, like a cut,
or color.
like a
Cut
or
painting
additive.
is a little
Yeah.
bit
If
different.
it's additive,
A
you can't
production
add,
error.
but you can
Yeah.
remove.
I've never done it, and I'm just arguing for the other side. But
Question: hypothetical. You have a nice card. All of a sudden, randomly, like it's on the top of a table. Someone has a Sharpie over here. Sharpie falls, drops, boom, like makes a little Sharpie mark on the card.
you gotta try to get the sharp mark off. You just gotta.
You can take the Sharpie mark off, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless they're gonna buy the card and they're gonna figure it out.
No, I'm just saying, like, you have a nice card you want to get graded. Randomly, a Sharpie mark.
You have
gets
your
on the card.
George
You
Russell auto.
You can remove the Sharpie mark, right?
I don't know if you can remove it. I mean, what kind of card is it? Is it like a?
What do you mean?
I'm just saying hypothetically.
I mean, if you get a Sharpie mark into this like Lou Janu, Mark
No,
Sanchez.
let's play it out. Ready? You have your George Russell orange 2020 Topps Chrome.
Yeah,
It's on the desk. It's not graded yet.
it's a Chrome card. I think it comes out easier than on a paper card. Like I don't think you can get anything out of this card.
Agreed, but I think you're dancing around the topic here. If
doesn't want to
you
answer.
can get it removed, are you removing it?
No,
Interesting.
no,
Okay.
Okay.
not refuse.
Not even with
No,
Not even a wipe down.
pantyhose? Like you're not doing a wipe down?
This guy's a man of integrity.
no.
He's a good man.
No, it's one of
I
those things.
respect it.
It's just one of those things. Like, yeah, if people would question it, I don't have any interest in being involved in it.
I think any
enough.
sort of alteration, trimming, like if you get like a little corner and then you give it like
Lou just smoking Lou Janu Topps cards here.
I was doing my best, Jay. All right, keep it moving.
PSA 4. What are our thoughts on this being number 237?
Oh.
Not really anything.
Card Collector 2, 137? Okay.
This is a reach.
All right, Shizo Sports Cards.
Also
this is
New York
perfect. This is
stinks.
Tyler's guy.
Wow.
Says I was at a local card show and must have walked past this card in the showcase 5 times
Oh, this is Ty's
before
guy.
asking a price, assuming the dealer would say at least 100, considering he's grown a cult following. Before the show ended, I had sold a base Jason Tatum Donruss rookie for 20 cash and it was burning a hole in my pocket. So I figured to ask the dealer. He said $20, and of course I picked it up. Listed on eBay that night for $150 and accepted an offer for $100. Just goes to show you never know until you ask. Also, New York stinks.
Stinks at what?
Just in general, I guess.
Yeah,
He's just-
I mean, the city does smell.
It's an interesting move for somebody that knows that we're all getting together in New York to just drop a New York stinks for our 137th episode and expect to win.
I'm not against it.
First off, Famous Jameis is a legendary college quarterback.
We didn't talk about this either. I forgot about this.
What, this auto?
212 LeBron auto?
Yeah, I like to play. $20, burn the hole in the pocket,
Yeah, I mean,
turn it into a little.
Yeah.
You can never go wrong
Jason
with a Nike shield patch like this.
Yeah,
one
great
of one
patch.
for $20.
$20. I'd buy it for
Quarterback still
$20.
playing.
I'd buy it
Anyone would
for
buy that for
100%.
$20.
But
Yeah.
Jason Tatum Donruss is doing 20 cash?
You say it like Jason Tatum's not a top 10 NBA basketball player.
Yeah, but I feel like there's enough of those floating around.
Bomb.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think a Luka base Prizm sells for?
Guy's a choke artist. Keep going.
Brother, you got MPJ on a max deal, was a bargain for the Nuggets.
The Knicks have worked the Celtics like the last 3 times they played them.
I don't want to see him in the playoffs, but
I would love to see them in the
Please.
playoffs. That would be in the
You're gonna
second
get
round. It means
Cleveland
we
and get
win a
sent
run.
home.
Yeah, if we beat Cleveland, then we would see.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good.
Shizo, the New York shot was a little bit of a stray. Just
Yeah,
want
I
to throw
agree.
it out there.
Yeah.
All right, what's next? This is
Oh,
from
I
Ken,
love this.
Ken Mon.
Rest in peace.
I've been collecting 1996 Top Stars autographs for a few years now. It's a set of the top 50 NBA
Oh.
players, and only about 12 are signed. I purchased the Willis Reed back in October 2022 for $15. I got it graded through SGC, and it came back a 10-10 auto card. I plan to keep it for the PC, but when Reed died on Wednesday, I decided to list it to see what offers I would get. Sold the card in a few hours for $179. After fees, shipping, and initial investment, I made a profit of $135. Thought this was a good lesson in being willing to part with PC if the price is right, or when somebody dies. I think that's an important part of this. Like, this is like Card Talk Player of the Week ethics, because we've talked about this before on cashing in when someone dies.
But you saying ethics, like we've actively said, like that's a thing.
We've kind of disavowed someone dies, sell the card, right?
We've disavowed?
Or are we pro?
I don't think we disavow.
Listen, I'm not pro death in any way, but like if you're in a
happens to us all,
situation,
though.
yeah, if you're in a
Can't avoid the
situation where you
fact.
have a card, like
People die.
I understand.
So where do you? I mean, you selling a card, you don't care.
First off, it says New York on there, so I definitely care about Willis Reed. I think it's a respect. It's not winning. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
I'll say this: it's kind of crazy to be like, "Oh yeah, this is my PC card, and this is no shots at Ken." But like, if you say it's a PC card, the guy dies.
The first thing you do is dump
and
it.
then the first thing you do is sell it. It's like,
Right, but this came up during the DeMar Hamlin thing, and people were making money. Like I think
Yeah,
there's a
but
big
that was
difference
that was
between DeMar
even
Hamlin getting,
different.
like almost dying on the field in some tragedy, and like this.
but
Willis
that's
Reed-
even more different, Jay, because that was people just actively like flipping.
right.
This is different.
But
Willis
what if you
Reed.
PC DeMar Hamlin? Would you sell it? That like sell your entire?
Also,
life?
just to be
I don't
clear,
wanna get
he
into it on that
PC'd
one, but-
96 top stars autos, not Willis Reed.
It
Is
was
that
a reprint.
true?
Now, these cards are beautiful. I'm a big fan. And in general, of a macro thesis, vintage basketball is doing incredibly well right now.
I think it's what the 1996 Top Stars is like a reprint of their rookies that people sign.
Mm-hmm. So that's my take. You've heard my take.
I'm never gonna get mad at somebody for making money.
That's a play.
All right, JM Auctions Sports. Wow, this is a
This
big
guy's a
one.
good player.
Leading up to the Super Bowl, I realized that Isaiah Pacheco rookie cards were not included in most sets from 2022. On the morning of the Super Bowl, I saw an elite Pacheco 3 of 10 listed on Facebook for $300. Offered $250 and we settled on $265.
That's a classic Facebook negotiation there. You wanted $300, you offered $250, you land on $265. Classic.
After his performance in the Super Bowl, more people realized his lack of rookie cards.
$15.
Also, in the Donruss Elite set, his name is misspelled, making the card even more unique. I wanted to list it and sell it ASAP before the rookies and stars and prisms were released with his rookie cards in the set. I sold it on February 20th for $500, netting $439.71 after fees for a profit of $174.71. A nice 65% return on a flip, finding some short-term rarity. Very cool.
Nice little middle.
Yeah.
This might be a contender.
I don't know. Pacheco's the real deal.
He's so was Clyde Edwards-Helaire, right? I mean, he's a Chiefs running back. I mean, I wouldn't be putting $500. It wouldn't be me.
I definitely wouldn't be putting $500 in a running back for sure. Yeah. Definitely not.
Does Diamond Dozen mean rare or not rare?
What?
Diamond Dozen.
That means
not
rare.
Not rare.
Dozen?
There's a lot of them.
So then, like Chiefs running backs, I would say, are Diamond Dozen.
Yeah. I think the supply and demand thing will play out in the long term. Like, not having a card in every single product, like Breece Hall's in every single product. He's in everything.
He sure is.
Right, he's good. But Pacheco, it's the same thing with Purdy. It's like if Purdy ends up winning, that's why Brady's stuff is so, obviously Brady's won $1 million. I'm not comparing fucking Brock Purdy to Brady. Excuse my French, Shay. Sorry, you have to mark that. But like the rarity aspect of it is what really makes it unique, especially in modern day cards where trading cards are not limited on a mass level. Like there's a lot of cards. Lou's talking like, hey, there's a lot of Jason Tatums around. Like Brady's got one rookie auto in a Patriots uniform. One. Yep. Right. I think that matters in the in the longevity of his cards. Obviously, winning 7 Super Bowls helps, right? And if Purdy does get down that path where he's becomes the starter and a name and is up there in some of these, the Niners are good. If he gets on that path, that's what makes it interesting. I'm not saying Brock Purdy. I'm not at all, but that's the debate is if Purdy's good, he doesn't have stuff in everything like, these modern day guys do.
I hear that.
Do you think Breece Hall's too expensive?
Yeah. I think
he's a top 10 selling rookie.
Yeah, I think he's has an ACL surgery. So
anyways, we'll see. What's next, Jay? All right, this is from cards_Clee. Natalie says, I was scrolling through eBay one night for cheap LeBron cards and saw an 06 top silver LeBron. It looked like it could be a silver bordered parallel, which is 1 per pack from the photos, but it wasn't listed as such, and there was a huge glare. I decided to take a chance and buy it for $3. I got it in the mail a few days later, and it was indeed a silver and what looked to be a possible 10. Saw there wasn't a PSA 10 on the registry yet, so I submitted it on a whim and got it Jemmy. Nice. Listed it for $500 buy it now with offers. It sold about a year after for $410. Even though it took some time, it finally made it to the right collector and was a nice flip for me. After fees, I cleared more than $300.
I like this play a lot.
I like it a lot too.
Yeah.
I think this is our winner.
I think I would agree with that. This is pretty good. Taking a chance on something with a glare for $3, hoping it turns out to be something, realizing there's no 10s on it, grading it, sitting on it for an entire year, and selling it for $3
Well, I was going to say that's one of the advantages of when you get in on something so low like this. Like you can afford, because I'm sure the card was worth more 6 months ago than it was today.
Sure.
So you could still afford it because you have so much room on it. It's a great play by Natalie.
It's a classic Ohio play. Also, I'm always a fan of a nice clean IG logo. Let's see what Natalie's doing with that. Decent following and the patience. And then finally made it to the right collector. Was a nice little thing at the end. And nice flip for Natalie.
Boys, are we worried that the CLE and the combination of that and the Cavalier player means that Natalie's from Ohio?
I mean, that's pretty
Jay,
obvious,
we just established that a few minutes ago, brother. We couldn't be more sure that Natalie's from Ohio.
Okay.
I think we would definitely take unless you asked at this point and you have something that we don't know.
You completely missed the fact that I let off with my thing about it being
my apologies. I was focused on what's going on. I'm
trying to
sure there's probably a lot of other things you must have missed then as well.
That's unnecessary. That's a shot.
That's
unnecessary
the
shot.
People will never realize how much grief I take in this group, but we're going to move on.
Jay, you also kind of give it back and you're like, hey,
I'm giving it back right here. Take a look at how much you have to read here.
Oh wow. Tough. It'll be tough. Hopefully there's no mistakes on this one. It says packs that slap.
That was mean too.
Last fall, my friend invited my girlfriend and I to the F1 qualifier on Saturday in Austin. Tickets were cheaper compared to Sunday at $80 each, and we wanted to hear the rumble of the cars. When we arrived at Coda, I noticed Topps promotional booths handing out free packs. Seeming a bit crazy to the rest of our group, I insisted that everybody in the group grab a pack. As nobody else in the group collected cards, they were happy to give me their packs. I spent the next 12 hours trying to make sure the pack stayed safe, which was hard to do since the Saturday qualifier included an Ed Sheeran concert. The next day, I opened the 4 packs and ended up getting 2 Verstappens and a Lewis Hamilton. Centering was perfect, and my tender care of packs was effective. The 2 Maxes and Lewis were sent to PSA as part of their $15 special, both gemmed. Posted the max right away. Right away, fairly high to judge the market. With no bites whatsoever for weeks, I continued to lower the price. The max sold when the F1 season started for 102. I proceeded to list the other max as well as the Lewis, which sold for 95 and 115 respectively. I've started to sell off the remaining lots and cards, with one going for 66 and another listed right after. Over $300 in after grading and eBay fees and counting. Not bad for some free packs of cards.
I just want to say that at the F1 Miami race, I definitely got a bunch of packs just like this guy did and held them throughout the course of the day and sold them and made some good money on them. And I think, Ryan, you must have been grabbing packs all day too, right?
Yeah.
You were snagging that day, weren't you?
I have a bunch of tops from Austin
I
and
still
Miami.
have some. But ours were just the cars, right?
I didn't.
That's from Coda.
I haven't opened any Austin packs. I have
I mean, from Miami.
a few of them. Yes, they're
All
cars.
cars.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, from Miami. Yes.
There were no
No,
cars?
this is Austin.
Yeah, they're only cars.
Yeah,
They're only
they're
cars
cars.
in Miami.
They say like Max Verstappen. They say the names, but they're cars.
The Rumble from Miami, it's like my takeaway. Like, I would go
Well, this
again
isn't
just
all-
to
oh.
feel the rumble of the cars.
I don't think I would take a trip to Dade County, Florida, to hear the rumbles of the cars. Personally, I mean, it's a 2-mile walk in 90-degree Miami heat in May. For rumble, it doesn't do
Yeah,
a
but
lot.
you can go at midnight in Las
Logistically,
Vegas.
It was played wrong, but the rumble was.
And it was the first time.
I didn't say the rumble wasn't good. I'm just not sure I'm going to Miami just for the rumble.
We weren't
Go to
discussing the
Austin.
travel. We were talking about the Rumble.
Yeah,
Correct. I was like focused on like once
Agreed.
you get
You went
past
to
it.
another place because you're you.
elite rumble for sure, but I'm going to Austin before I'm going to Miami.
But he mentioned that he wanted to go just to hear the rumble, and I was validating that.
Yeah, you
take.
said all I'm saying is you said you'd go back to Miami just for the rumble.
I would.
That's what you're taking. That's not my take. That's what I'm saying.
But then the Ed Sheeran concert being so lit that it might damage the cards was.
Yeah, that was good.
When we were there in Miami, in that concert,
Post Malone.
Yeah, Post Malone. That's when he took the shoe
Yeah,
and drank the beer in like 95-degree Miami
Did we see
heat.
Post?
No, we weren't there.
It was a qualifying day.
Ah.
And he like takes the shoe off and puts a beer in it and chugs. I mean, it's got to be.
It's a
The
legendary
shoey.
move. I think I saw it. I think I was.
You never heard of a shoey before?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's just.
Post Malone's one of the most talented people ever. I like this play.
Lost cards.
All right, let's move it.
Yeah,
Last
we
one.
gotta-
Oh my goodness, this is.
We had one of these last week.
This is a dangerous game. Anthony, 8 of 8 cards. Hey, congrats on 137.
This is a dangerous game.
Wanted to share a play. Scrolling on socials last month, I saw the Disney Kakawau Phantom cards, and the eye appeal was strong. Bought 6 boxes for $11.98. Started going up, but the big jump came the day PSA announced they would grade them. The day after, I moved 4 boxes for $2,000. Still have 2 sealed, plus the profits from the 4. So I booked tickets to Disneyland for the wife and our 4-year-old daughter. Maybe try for some in-person character on-card autos. Thanks for all the knowledge through 137. Anthony, 8 of 8 cards. These boxes, we talked about this a little off. Like, these boxes are really, 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 really,
Ripping. really
high. They got to 800. I think they're around 600 now.
Certainly too high.
Yeah, too high. I saw some stuff going around on IG that the Mickey and Minnie 101 were pulled over in China. And, there's bounties on those cards now, but I've seen the pictures of, again, unless the pictures are photoshopped and real, it sounds like the card's already pulled.
The ChatGPT picture?
That I don't know.
What'd you say?
Mid Journey.
But yeah, I mean,
What's that?
It's the image.
Is that Wally or something?
I talked about these. We talked about these last week, and I said, hey, I bought some when they were like 175, 200. Because Shay's like, hey, thanks for the insight.
Yeah.
I told you guys, I'm buying these to rip with my kid. I'm not buying these to put up on eBay for $600.
There's been a lot of discussion online about these cards.
Yeah, a lot.
How many things are you like planning for the kid? Feels like
A lot.
your entire investment strategy
You mean-
has changed.
He's
a
like
lot.
going to be a dad. It becomes important.
You mean like
a
my
factor.
You mean like my entire life is around cards? You mean that? Yes. Every time I go to a show and I see a Disney box of anything Disney from like the
You're
90s,
like,
I buy
what
every
about
one of
Ford?
them.
Can we get him in the Ford?
I want it badly.
To what?
Can we get him into Ford or
Ford.
Fortnite?
Oh, Fortnite. I have some, but like, no. Again, my wife used to work.
Roblox.
Reg used to work at Disney. I told you that. So like,
I knew that.
Disney's a big part of our life. So like, I bought the Disney stuff because obviously
Yep.
their mother will like Disney.
What Lorcana are you sitting on? Did you get any?
None. I own zero.
Zero.
Yeah,
Locana?
zero Locana cards.
I'm quietly planning a large Disney trip for my 30th birthday next year.
Really?
I've never been to Disney in my life, and I want to go
Well, guess
so
what?
badly.
Most
Guess
overrated
what, Tyler?
place
We're
on
going
Earth.
to Disney World next year.
Most overrated place on Earth, for
Really?
sure.
I completely disagree.
No.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
Really?
Disney World's
I
so
want to
much
go to the
fun,
Harry
man.
Potter.
I'm Team
spot.
Ryan on
You
this.
agree or disagree?
Harry Potter's a different
Yeah.
place.
So
Orlando,
overrated.
Universal.
You stand in line for 2+ hours in
First of all,
South
bro,
Florida.
pay
heat.
for that.
first of
Come
all,
on.
Yeah, you
grow
gotta
up.
get pay to skip the line.
We've
You gotta-
done
you-
the pay to skip the line, but the skip the lines, you can only book 3 at a time, and when those time slots are up, you have to rebook other slots, and
Grow
they're
up.
not till later in the day.
Grow up. It's about
So you're
having
waiting-
fun. It's about the experience. It's about spending time
I don't
together in the
value
happiest
Miami
place.
Heat for 3 hours being
Correct.
fun.
Correct. You go to you go to the shop.
Go in
you
the
have a
winter,
beer,
bro.
No,
little turkey
listen,
leg or
Little
something.
butter
I
beer.
think this trip is different if it's like
A
the
turn up?
4 of us.
Yeah, like the
Oh.
boys are buzzing
Respect.
in
Just
Disney.
like chilling in Disney, like just chilling
Respect.
It's
Respect.
around Disney.
You're just
Earmuffs,
worried about
everybody.
when you guys have to go and you have to stand
No,
in line.
that's different when you have a kid. I think a kid is very different. Like
So then, what are you complaining about? Your friends? You go with your friends.
Just
it's
going-
fun. You go with your
Hey,
family. it's
everyone-
fun.
just going with Reg.
Yeah, you're complaining about going with Reg. You just don't like hanging out with Reg at Disney World.
It's just South Florida. He just standing
It's
around. I'm like,
different.
I'll
I can't
pass.
wait until Ryan takes the kid to Disney World, hits me up because he wants a little night out with Reg and wants me to come babysit. Because I'm the only one of us
That's a
in
good job,
Florida.
man.
We're
and-
flying
and
Lou down.
I have to get out of here.
Jay's the third
The only one, and I'm like, sorry, bro. I'm unreliable. I can't make it. I can't be trusted.
No.
All right.
All right. Is there any more?
Is this the last
That's
one?
it.
All right. So I think it's Natalie, right?
It's Natalie. Yeah.
Congrats to Natalie. It's
Some
in a
good plays.
runaway, by the way.
I don't think it's that much of a runaway. This guy wants to take his wife and kid to Disneyland.
That I
with the
respect
profits.
and I love and appreciate. We just had that winner last week.
What do you turn your profits into?
Turning 3 into 500 is pretty legit.
Yeah, the Disney play is cool. Again,
Excellent.
Agreed. I'm taking the Natalie.
Random flashy photo on eBay becoming $500 is a W.
And I
Plus,
mean,
she
on
said
$400,
Jemmy. I
whatever.
mean, she's locked.
Jemmy,
in.
she knows.
Yeah.
she's from Ohio.
Paragraph breaks in that message are clean.
Yep, made it easy for Ryan to read. Ryan gets confused sometimes. It gets too stacked up.
You can tell that this person pays attention to card talk. There was nuances that really took it over the top. Yeah.
As the sports and collectibles editor, I do respect the paragraph breaks.
Sports and
Natalie, call me if you want to write a little collectible content. You know how to reach me.
All right, I'm 6 minutes late
Yeah,
to the meeting.
Natalie. All right, is that it?
That's it.
137 down.
137 in the books. I was thinking about it a lot as we were recording.
It's a lot of episodes.
It's a lot.
The next, should we restart and just do number 1?
Episode
B?
1.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. Or A. Let's just go alphabet. AA. Then we get to AA, BB.
So we can do 137 again in 137 episodes.
I don't hate
Tomorrow night, if you're listening to this comes out Wednesday morning.
Yep.
Bleecker Trading, 7 to 10.
it. Mm-hmm. Come through.
I'll be there around 5:45.
I will be
6.
doing break battles throughout the evening.
We're doing a recap pod of the event. We've got a good amount of product, as it was shown earlier. Some Elite, Revolution Soccer, Prizm Baseball, was it?
NXT, Prizm
NXT.
Baseball, Prizm Draft Picks.
Some sticker packs. for
Yep.
FIFA.
Yep.
Yep, now they're
I am going to rip one of those
There goes
Panini Prizm
PSA
EPLs
$7 rounds.
later today, and then maybe do some with one tomorrow night. But I want to thank everybody here, including the cameras, for staying cool.
That's
We're just going to ride it out. Let's
yeah.
just finish.
We're gonna ride this out. So, I mean, it couldn't be more perfect. As we got a few camera breaks for overheating, and
Let's just finish. I'd really have to go.
we it just couldn't be more fitting that 137 ends with a camera overheating. I mean, I couldn't think of a more perfect fitting to
I'm looking
end
Tyler right in the eyes.
episode 137.
I love everybody.
Zach, Crispy, Brock,
Just
Gordon,
happy I can't get
Reg,
blamed.
Judy,
You
Jay,
can.
Miami Vice himself.
That's it.
Appreciate
it.
y'all.
See you next time.
Peace and love.